tone.
That's it. So like all I'm really trying to get at here is like it's a sound that people are looking for. So like that's what I think one thing they tapped into is that people want to have like some good reggae music.
If they decide to completely ignore the valuable lessons and current trends set by the industry's leading artists and walk their own path without taking inspiration from anyone else, they're just going to end up sounding like, well, the Island Boys.
Is that how you end up in a place where you sound like you guys do, which is so drastically different? Like I wouldn't even call it hip hop. Like it's not rap, right? Like what is it?
They don't even really seem to understand what their own genre of music is.
I was trying to go for more melodic sound. When you keep on
And you got to do a takedown piece because you're basically a celebrity gossip girl.
you got no flow. Like not yeah, the same flow.
Monotone.
Not yeah, kind of monotone.
And going back to their inability to take advice from others, they'd eventually walk out of the Impulsive podcast after George would provide them with what seemed to be some tongue-in-cheek yet useful financial advice.
I think if God forbid it doesn't go in your guys' direction, for real, I think you guys take all of your jewelry assets and invest it in something. So you guys will never ever be broke again.
After storming out of the interview, an article will be released by HITC reading George Janko vs. Island Boys net worth compared after podcast feud, which put the Island Boys net worth at $100,000
They walked
compared
out.
to George Janko's net worth of $600,000. With the Island Boys being
So
so
they just walked the fuck out of that.
Ah, farted.
Like, I understand that. I get that. That's pretty decent advice. Yeah, but like I mean, you have
I don't
to
think
look
it's
at it from,
decent
like,
advice. It's like
they
incredibly
get talked down to, they get
trolly
shit
and
on
toxic.
constantly.
Yeah.
People are always finding a way to like.
Yeah. How long?
invalidate
You know,
this
how
and
long can you be a
that.
punching bag before you strike back?
I mean, how the fuck did they get up to 100K? That's my question, right? Like, who gave them money? And so, like, it would be patronizing or condescending, right? To a certain degree, I think that's
Yeah,
how
you
people
come back.
perceive it, and I get that they didn't like that, but walking off the podcast like that, like, shut the fuck up. Like, quit being a bitch.
Hi.
Quit being a bitch.
Hi. Don't dump my water. Hi.
Response to what George had to say is also
Yeah, you want to sit in my lap? All right, you can. Poor hyperactive kitty's like all panicked. She's like, it's nighttime and I'm stuck here. Hey, you've been kidnapped, kitty, but it was under their orders.
Of course, they're insecure about their future. They're not. I mean, like they could be a little stupid, but they're not. They're not delusional, right? Like,
Oh, good. Did you blow my door? No.
Says, like the fact that they're replying to people that are saying that they fell off and shit like that. It means
What was
they
that?
Are, what do you call it? It means that there's some degree like they know what's going on, right? Because they wouldn't take it seriously if they didn't. They would just be, it's just right? Like the
Is
fact
it wood?
Yeah, they've got awareness. They're not that stupid. Yeah, they're getting affected by it, absolutely.
The world is laughing at these boys. I refuse to believe there's people this insecure when it comes to money in this world. This was also the opinion held by a financial YouTuber named Greg Steven.
This sort of confidence and arrogance, I do think would end up getting in the way. Financial advice is like not something to get offended about. I mean, there's nothing in there that should have been offensive.
Greg also
No, I'm not entirely on board with that. Like, I'm not. Because, like, to a degree, like, can y'all see what I'm saying? Is, like, to a degree, telling them that is patronizing and condescending. Like, and like, it's not unreasonable for a person to take it that way, especially in the context of their life. And not the way he said it. Yeah, but I think they overreacted. I think they shouldn't have done that. I thought that was stupid, right? But like, all I'm saying is like, I can see why it happened, right? And yeah, I can see why it happened.
reiterated what was said earlier about the unlikely nature of their career lasting for the long term.
A career like this could last you anywhere from a few months to a few years. We've seen so many people come up like
Watch it, kitty.
The best case scenario is a few years. You know, I don't think this would be like, I mean, best case scenario, this is gonna last as long as a hamster. Yeah, this is gonna last as long as a hamster, best case.
this with it. And then all of a sudden, they're doing nothing. They can't carry that momentum. And for this right now, they're good for going viral. But I'm not sure if that can be sustained or if that can be translated into a successful career long term.
Before going on to once again discuss how George was probably making just as much boys.
I don't see anything here that would say George is making less money than the Island Boys. If anything, he could be making the same, if not more.
He's on it. I don't know who this George dude is.
Why are you guys making the comparison? It's just stupid.
He probably has some degree of rev share, or they pay him or something like that. I getting some amount of money off of that, like 100%. You know, his dad's rich. Yeah, he's a comedian. Oh yeah, I don't know who that is. Real estate YouTube. Oh well, then yeah, he's probably fine, man. He's chilling. Like yeah, he's huge. All right, yeah.
However, when this point will be put against the Island Boys on TikTok, they seem to share a different opinion.
I'm gonna say it respectfully in the most humble way as possible. I doubt he's making any new money like how Island Boys are. We are successful and happy in life.
Which will be followed by
I can see that. That's why you spend all your time having people that. The thing is, like, yeah, that's what it is. If Jimmy has a higher net worth, yeah, sure, man.
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. Bottom left.
For reals.
He's just chilling, man. He's chilling. And he's pissed off. Making new money. By the way, he's making new money.
which will be followed by another TikTok, once again displaying their inability to take the advice of others and their desire to walk their path of success alone.
But if someone's talking about my financials, I don't want to hear you. You're not the one that's making me millions of dollars. I made millions of dollars myself. You know what I'm saying?
Millions of dollars?
Me doing
Damn.
myself alone, you dig?
Overall, the
That's
reason...
a lot more money than 100,000. Damn, we got this number wrong. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a million. They're making millions of dollars. That's crazy how much money they're making. Show them receipts. Oh, they don't have it. There ain't no receipts, man. Like, yeah, they don't know where any receipts. And to be honest, with the Island Boys, I'm pretty sure I can believe them whenever they say they can't figure out how to get it. I will believe that. I'll be like, we can't figure out how to get the receipts. It's like, I believe you. I believe you. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Right? And like, that's it. And so through the receipts away, yeah, I can't count the zeros in their account. Yeah, exactly. Like, no, those last two zeros, the dot in between the last two zeros? No, that's not how it works. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. If Google says your net worth is 200K, who gives a fuck how much money you have? Who gives a fuck about how much money? Who cares? It's not that big of a deal. All I'm saying is like this, right? And this is how I see it, is that if you, like, with George, right, whenever George asked that, do you think that George was asking that or giving that advice legitimately? Like, actually, like, to be fair, I think he was. But I think that, like, this is a better way for me to say it. Is that, do you think George thought that they were going to continue to be successful? Like, what do you think the chances of the Island Boys being continually successful in George's mind is? Like, what's the probability of this? Like, I would say in George's mind, like, 5%. So, like, he's saying this contextually, like that, like he's trying to talk shit, right? I think that he will. I do, even though like it came off in a completely different way.
Behind why the Island Boys are already on their way out was summarized simply and obviously in a comment made by a YouTuber called Kelly Scene.
It's short-term hustling, and we've seen this exact same quote-unquote business model, I guess you could call it, being done, but this doesn't last.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't and never does. And that's always the way it goes. Like, yeah, this is a good video. Again. Oh my god, yo, shit! Holy fuck! God damn! People don't watch you. Calm down.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
That's another thing. These kids are so fucking spastic, dude. Shut the fuck up, straight up.
This video was made by a guy named Sonny. And I've watched his videos for a long time. Maybe like last year or so. And he makes some of the best videos on YouTube right now. And I genuinely think, like, if you're gonna subscribe to somebody, you should subscribe to this guy. Like, he's chill. Like, he makes good quality content that's simple. And there's nothing else more to it than that, right?
This guy, I think he's a celebrity gossip girl. Fight me, change my mind. I think he's a celebrity gossip girl. I think he tries to take down pieces. I don't respect it. I don't think it's true journalism. Like, that was basically an attack on the Island Boys. Like basically TMZ attack on the Island Boys. Like, to try and basically curry favor as some kind of like takedown piece, pretty much. The hell is that? Right now I'm fucking stuck here because you guys are bad at this. Great. Warcraft Dungeons, huh?
I feel like everybody knows we're getting a dragon expansion next. So let's watch this.
You can't get more fantasy than dragons. And sometimes
Sure
Warcraft
you can.
is a fantasy universe.
Dragons with big
Dragons are some of the
dicks.
most powerful beings on Azeroth who have an extremely in-depth lore that begins all the way back to the very foundation of the world. How did these magnificent beasts come to be? What is their purpose? And what exactly are they doing in the modern day? Sit back
Nothing.
and let's learn
They're doing
everything you
nothing.
need to know about dragons.
Alrighty, boys, let's do it. Damn! Odin
Our
defeated
story
Ragnaros.
begins during the Ordering of Azeroth. The Titan
Okay.
Keepers waged war with the untamed elements on the planet and banished them to their respective elemental planes.
Got it.
But not all of the elements were imprisoned. Some of these rogue elements developed into the first.
I mean,
of
really,
the
I kind of need some of this.
What? I didn't know that.
Damn it, you fuckers are like sucking up all the
How
stone.
does that happen?
And on top of it, you went home to like that
Information we
base?
know
Yeah, I
about
think you
these
did.
ancient times comes from the novel Dawn of the Aspects. And in this book, there is easily one of
Okay.
the most horrifying and monstrous villains that has never really gotten the respect he deserves
Galakrond.
in game.
Is it stone? No, of course it's sulfur. Why would it be stone?
That's the
Galakrond,
big boy.
the father of dragons, was a monolithic beast that dwarfed the rest of his kind. One day, an unquenchable hunger dominated his body, and he suddenly began to terrorize the other dragons.
Yup.
He performed the unthinkable.
He
and
ate
started
him.
to cannibalize the other proto-dragons. This had dramatic effects on his body. He began to develop mutations, like growing limbs and eyes all over his
Yup.
now decaying body.
Wow.
To put in perspective how big Galakrond was, his roar had the ability to cause devastating avalanches, and his wings were so large that the other dragons would mistake it for thunder.
He was a big boy.
His breath also had the ability to raise slain proto-dragons into undeath, which were called the Not Living, and their bite would infect other dragons who developed
What?
similar,
I never
unrelenting
knew
taste for
this.
dragon flesh, and they're literally zombie dragons.
What the fuck?
The Titan
Holy
Keepers
shit.
and their surviving proto-dragons teamed up to defeat this gargantuan beast.
Okay.
These heroes included the Titan Keeper Tyr, Malagos, Nozdormu,
This video sucks.
and Alex
Like,
Strauss.
That's
this is not like what I care about. But it's a very expensive game. Plays it for the first time. Vampire Survivors. Uh-oh.
Vampire Survivors. It's $3. Jesus. I know it sounds crazy, but it's gonna happen. I want to try this new game. This is a game that came out semi-recently. A lot of people said it was fun, and so I'm gonna. I love these videos because like Himared takes a topic that's like so universally. So this is a video. It's called Borrowed Power is Actually Fun. Borrowed Power is actually fun. So we're gonna watch this video and we're gonna see what he's got to say.
Borrowed power is a term for abilities that you do not get from simply leveling up, and have a shelf life where eventually you'll lose those powers. Sometimes you lose them after a single raid tier, other times it takes a whole expansion before they go away.
Yup, but you'll
In
lose.
either case, you know they're temporary, and they also increase the power level in return. In the World of Warcraft community, borrowed power is usually used as a derogatory term, when describing
Generally,
any
yes.
new system or features that are being announced. And you can't really blame them.
I kill him?
When you look at
Nice.
the history of how poorly major borrowed power systems have been implemented. But borrowed power inherently is pretty fun, and should not
It
be a
can
cause
be.
of dread if a new feature announced happens to have some form of borrowed power in it. When it comes to borrowed power in World of Warcraft, there's actually a very long history of different forms of it. One of the
I feel
longest
like everything. Yeah, he's about to say tier sets, right?
lasting ones is simply gear. Gear that has higher stats makes your
Oh
character
well, I mean, like, yeah, obviously, right? But, like, the thing is, like, yeah, gear and like all this stuff is like totally, all of that shit's borrowed power, right? Zero arguments. It's just for fun. Well, let's see what he has to say. Okay, let's see what he's got to say. We're not gonna write it off quite yet. Okay. Tier is the effects of borrowed power. Absolutely, it is. I don't think borrowed power. This is what happens in like the WoW community is like once something becomes a term that's bad, then anything that can fit into that thing that's bad, that terminology, is then also bad. But I think there's no nuance to it as well. Like, it probably is okay. I don't mind it.
But you replace that with stronger gear during the next patch or expansion. There's also a lift system that existed for its expansion, which allows you to modify a couple of abilities. Lifts were rather simple to customize, you could just buy them off the auction house, and for a time, when you had a clip, you had the powers forever. As we get to Mr. Pandaria, they experimented with a whole bunch of different minor power gains that you accumulated over the course of the expansion, in the form of the legendary Cloak quest line, which eventually gave you a legendary cloak with a special ability on it, legendary meta gems that gave you a really powerful buff, and even shot-touch weapons at the beginning of the expansion, which they completely abandoned. In Warlords of Draenor, they had a very simple system of ranger perks, which you got by just leveling up normally and kept for the entire expansion without any other kind of fuss. For the intentions, they were obviously temporary because they were called Draenor perks. In addition to a legendary ring that gave you a bloodlust-like ability at the end of the expansion. Then in Legion, we got one of the biggest systems of borrowed power,
that's
the
too
Legion
bad.
legendaries, and also the artifact
That's too
weapon.
bad.
Both of these things vastly increased the power level of your character, and required all kinds of grinding in order to obtain. There was so much grinding, in fact, that Blizzard tried to alleviate some of this with their next system, the Azerite pieces, which required just as much grinding, while providing less power abilities. Then there was the Essence system, Corruptions, and finally Shadowlands with their Soulbinds, Conduits, and Covenant
Oh
abilities.
yeah, all of these were
Right up until
power.
Legion, the borrowed power systems were kind of accepted. It didn't really draw too much ire from the community.
I
So,
feel like, I don't know about that. I feel like people didn't like the artifact weapons a lot. I think about all of those systems. What do you think? They were well, fucking hated those. I think the only one that people didn't mind was like the legendary clothes. People didn't care about that, but there were people that did. I remember there were people that were like, they were exclusively like, I don't do PvP in this game. I ain't gonna do that, not one bit. Well, you can't make me do it. Because there was one part of the quest where you had to get 2 wins in a battleground, and there were people that simply refused to get their legendary because they had to play 2 battlegrounds. Yep.
That's how bad
He
PvP
said up
used to be
until Legion,
reviled.
maybe. I didn't hear that part.
what exactly was the main difference before that point? Tier set bonuses are a form of borrowed power that everyone loves. The Azerite pieces of equipment are universally hated, despite the fact they kind of do the same thing. Let's take a look at another video game, the Metroid series. Sure. In this game, you go around and explore in order to gather powerful upgrades, which allow you to progress past new stages or defeat certain bosses, which are unkillable without a certain upgrade. And at the start of the game, you're incredibly weak as a base character. But by the end of the game, you're literally jumping through enemies as they explode by just touching them. The power increase is massive, which is fine for a single-player game. But the game series also tells a continuous story with the same character going to new locations.
Who you're fighting on bosses
And
too.
every time you go to a new location, they have to explain why you don't have your godlike powers anymore at the start of your new location. And there's a different explanation for literally every single game. Sometimes you get into an accident which just absorbs everything, and sometimes you simply get stranded in a place without getting your upgrades at all. Whatever the case, they make you go through the game in order to find everything again. And a majority of the time, you're getting a lot of the same abilities that you've already obtained in previous games. And the gameplay for this is
an entirely new game.
and spawned a successful franchise in the video game genre. Where
Absolutely.
there's a term for a type of game like this called Metroidvania, because Castlevania does a similar thing with their games. In a lot of the Metroidvania games, just to have characters go through the game, slowly acquiring powerful upgrades, that way they can become godlike characters towards the end. And it's the contrast of starting out weak and then eventually becoming powerful that makes those games really fun.
Yeah,
If you
it's
start off the
fulfilling,
game with
'cause
all of
you
your
earned
powers
it.
from the very
Exactly.
beginning, then you kind of just steamroll through everything.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really present a real challenge, and a lot of the fun in video games is overcoming those challenges, as seen by the success and the popularity of FromSoft games, which are notoriously difficult. But when you're
killing
able to
that
go
guy.
back to the
Does he
starting
know
zone
about
with your
zipping?
max level character with all those
Just
power
die or
abilities
get
in
off the
game
pot,
and
man.
go through everything, it feels a lot more earned, rather than if you just started like that from the start. And World of Warcraft also has
I think that's true. Yeah, you can't have people start off like literal gods because then where are they gonna go? I think that's an issue with a lot of games. And
That's
like,
how Lost
I think
Ark
a game,
was.
Like I remember Godfall had this problem. It's like I started off and I felt like I was playing my character and I was already with like really good gear. I was a badass. Like with Lost Ark, I feel like you progressively become more and more powerful over time. In Legion, you progressively made your character more and more powerful over time, and you would like unlock these abilities and these items or like whatever, and it would just make you like that much better and that much stronger.
Times like this. You start up in an expansion expansion, you start doing daily quests or world quests, it actually takes you a bit of time in order to accomplish them with a fresh character. But as soon as you clear the newest raid and get a full set of equipment, and you go back and do those same daily or world quests again, you can blast through them way quicker than normal.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to admit this, but being able to do your world quests faster because of better gear is an enjoyable part of getting gear in the first place.
Who the fuck doesn't want to admit that? Who the fuck doesn't want to admit that? That's the best part. Is like whenever, dude, it was the best part. Like you would get all the gear, and you would be able to solo the World Quest group mobs. Or like my favorite thing was whenever it was like you had to kill 12 mobs, and you grouped up 20 of them. You put one ability, and they all were like, oh, and they die. That's the best part about the whole thing.
Especially
I
for
love it.
casual players. There are some people who pay
Remember
for
people bitching about how easy World Quest got at the end of Legion. No, I do not remember that. I don't remember how people bitching about World Quest at the end of Legion. Because if you were still doing them, then it's like, why are you complaining about this? You can do whatever you want. Yeah, people always, the thing is, like, this is what I said before, right? Is people are going to find something to complain about no matter what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do, somebody is going to be upset. If you cure cancer, doctors are going to get put out of a job. It doesn't matter what you do, there will be somebody who is adversely affected. If they give you gold bars, people will complain they're too heavy. There's no way that you can solve this problem. It's not something you should not base your decisions on, like, if somebody's going to complain or whatever. Are there question marks about this? Well, why people question mark me? What I said is made perfect sense. Yeah, I made perfect sense.
boost just so they can solo farm easier with better gear. And obviously you can go into low-level zones and destroy low-level mobs and hit, but it doesn't really have the same impact as doing that in the Metroid game. There is a really big difference between a Metroid game, though, and an MMO like World of Warcraft when it comes to these borrowed powers. And the amount of time it takes to level a new character in a new expansion from 50 to 60, you could have beaten a whole Metroid game in that exact same time frame. The amount of time it takes you to beat a Metroid game is around under 4 hours, and under 2 hours if you speedrun it. The amount of time it takes to level a new character to max level in a new expansion is way more than that. And when you finally get to max level, you're barely at the start of your run, rather than already being a godlike character. Which is why everybody is fine with Metroid games resetting your character's progress every game, because you get really great upgrades pretty frequently, and you almost never...
I think that's actually a really good point, because like I was thinking about another example of this is Path of Exile. Is like PoE has this problem too. Is that like Path of Exile, they reset your progress about like every 4 months or so, but it only takes about a week or so, or maybe 2 weeks, to like really get caught up all the way to where it's like, yeah, obviously you're not as good as you probably were whenever you ended the last league, but you're at least like on an even keel. Like you're able to do tier 16 maps, you're able to do like Shaper and like some other stuff too at that point. And like that's what's good, is that like if you want people to repeat content, you can't make the content take too long. And even what happened is like, this is what they changed recently in Path of Exile, is like people said like, well fuck, you know, every new league now we have to refarm out all of these atlases, the conquerors, like all this other bullshit. And like then PoE redesigned it because they realized that the amount of mandatory activities you had to do was too high, which is a good thing.
Stay without a new upgrade after over an hour of play. Whereas you could play for days at a time in World of Warcraft every day and not receive a single upgrade. This is likely where a lot of frustration stems when it comes to borrowed power. When it comes to raid drop legendaries, trinkets, and tier set bonuses, everybody usually likes these things, but when it comes to as-of-right gear corruptions or covenant abilities, they're met with widespread hate and derision, and we can kind of draw a parallel between why people like some forms of borrowed power and why people probably don't like others. If they take
I think the big reason why is because the friction, like how long it takes to max them out, how long they will last, and also like with covenants is the friction between choosing the different forms of them. So like for example, if covenants came out at the beginning of Shadowlands the way that they are right now in the game, I think people would be generally fine with it. Really, they would be pretty much fine with it. Be like, okay, so like yeah, we can just choose whichever ability set we want to have, and we can just change it whenever we want. Okay, that's cool. So it's like a new talent set. All right, nice. And so like that would be cool. So like right now it's all right, but the problem is that like at the beginning there was so much friction between making that decision, then it sucks. When Max has the same stance, yeah, exactly. And I think most people do. because the borrowed power is not the problem. It's the artificial friction that's created between the different borrowed power systems in order to get you to commit to playing one way. I think that's the worst thing.
Look at raid drop legendaries, trinkets, and tier set bonuses. A lot of these are just random drops from bosses and raids.
Yeah.
And you can get lucky and get a full set of them within the first week of a new raid. Maybe take a look at a graph of Azerite gear, corrupt,
Well,
get
here's
lucky.
the thing, right? Is like 1 month. This was like kind of not. Oh, raid legendaries. No, I'm sorry, I misunderstood this.
You can get a full set of them within the first week of a
I
new
thought we were
raid.
talking about legendaries.
Maybe take a look at a graph of Azerite gear, corruptions, or soul binds, and
Yeah,
the amount of
pretty
time
much.
it takes to get those to an appropriate level that's usable. There is a huge disparity of just time versus effort.
Yeah.
If you get the Sylvanas bow, or you got the Blades of Azeroth, you were pretty much good to go.
You're good.
If you got Deathbringer's Will from ICC and Wrath of
I
Lich
never
King,
got it.
you got a huge, ridiculous power increase from just
Never
killing the
fucking
boss.
got it.
When you finally get your 4-set bonus, your damage would definitely pop up. But when you got an Azerite beast, you might not even be able to use it yet. You might have to wait.
The Azerite, so again, the Azerite pieces were again artificial friction. Artificial friction. Azerite was not the problem. The problem with Azerite was the fact that you needed 5 different pieces and you couldn't respec them whenever you wanted. If you were able to respec Azerite the second that you wanted on the fly whenever you needed to, people would have been, it's annoying, but it is what it is, right? It would have been way better. And again, I think the problem is not even the systems themselves. It's like choosing between them and being able to do what you want inside of the systems. It's really an issue. The system on a fundamental level is really fun. Azerite gear I thought was interesting in certain ways, and I actually didn't completely hate Azerite gear. But I felt that the way that you had to make decisions, you couldn't use the systems for 2 different specs unless you wanted to spend a lot of gold. But it's just, why is this in the game? How does this, and like this is another thing, is I think with WoW players, more and more people are asking the question, how is this making the game better? And I think that more and more the realization is that it's not. This is not making the game better. This is not improving the gameplay experience. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's just making the game worse. So why is it in the game? Remember Ian said the respec cost for Azerite was bad and then did nothing. I saw that. And like, that's the kind of stuff that pissed me off. I was so fucking mad about that. He's like, Ian even said, he's like, yeah, obviously the resource, the gold cloth and Azerite gear is bad. Like it's a big problem. How much it costs. It's like, Ian, what's your job title again? Wait a second. But why then? What's the why? Why don't you just delete the number? He said, why don't you fix it? Just get rid of it. And like the thing is, in Shadowlands, that's what they did. Remember back whenever Shadowlands, they had this big issue with conduit energy, and they were like, well, we can't just get rid of conduit energy. If we get rid of conduit energy, everybody's just gonna be changing their conduits all the time. It's gonna be fucking madness. It's gonna be too much. But it's gonna change the conduits over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's like, oh my god. And then you know what they did? They just added in a quick fix. And you know what the quick fix was? All of your conduit energy resets every single day, and this is going to be in the game until we actually have the hotfix out or fixed out to completely fix it. And that actually restored so much faith that I had in Blizzard, because they said, we know this is unfun, we know you don't want to wait for the patch, so we're adding in basically a stopgap solution that's going to work for like literally pretty much everybody. Yeah, very cool. It was a good decision. Here's the thing. To be fair, I wasn't learning it. Well, no, what I'm saying is that you have to admit, yeah, they were able to apply a band-aid solution that solved the problem until they completely got rid of it. We took an alpha? Yeah, I know that. What I'm saying is, like, recently, and I actually think that there was an exception to this. The Catalyst converter. And this is the tier set converter for tier did not go into the game until tomorrow. I think it's a tomorrow or the next day. It's this coming week, I'm pretty sure. Why not? The creation catalyst. Yeah, why not just have it a week after the game comes out? Well, we want people to farm out their tier sets in the raid. No, it just sucks. Like, that's one thing that I feel like players should really push back on with the next expansion is they should push back on the idea that you have to wait for the system to be bad and then for it to be good. The system should be immediately good, instantaneously on release. if there is an obvious improvement for the system, or an obvious quality of life feature that is being held back for an arbitrary amount of time, just for some fucking role that has nothing to do with player enrollment, then I don't want to deal with that. Like I don't care about West Coast flavors. It doesn't matter. Like I don't want to have the game designed around that. I don't care about this at all. Like it just doesn't matter. Like just make the game.
For weeks, in order for the Azerite research to come to a point, you need to find the final piece of it. And then you would finally be able to use that piece of it.
Yeah.
With that corruption, you would only be able to use a single one because you had to wait for your corruption resistance to increase gradually over time with no way to decrease the timers. And also, you had to get lucky that you even got the right corruption that you wanted because there was an
Hot take. Corruption resistance increasing over time. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. We'll talk about the ICC button. Makes things look good. The character gradually gets more powerful. Totally fucking fine with it. 100%.
extra layer of RNG on top of the RNG until they added in a vendor, which allowed you to maybe buy the one you wanted if you stayed up for weeks. And
Yeah.
of course, the vendor was actually killing the one you wanted. And for soulbind, you just had to wait.
The vendor, I feel like the corruption vendor being on a rotation, every single player should have quit the game that day. They should have just quit the game, immediately unsub, and said, "This is ridiculous. I'm not going to do this." Like it's absolutely ridiculous. Like I think like 100%. If they try to pull this bullshit on us again next expansion, everybody should unsub. Everybody should unsub. Stop playing again. Like, do not allow yourself to get fucked around.
Because the artificial time is up for you to finally have the max level of it and get the full potential out of your new Covenant abilities, which overall provided a pretty minor power boost. If we look at a graph of pieces of power upgrades that people like compared to one that people dislike based on time required to obtain, it's pretty obvious to see the difference between them. Despite the
I don't think that's the entire story, because like the Netherlight Crucible, for example, you unlocked that within less than a month. Like it was very, very fast. It was just unnecessary and nobody cared about it. So I don't think it's entirely because of the time frame. I think that it's also because of just the impact of the system and how fun it is to play. You people are gonna buy the next expansion? Well, idiots, absolutely we're gonna buy the next expansion. At least I know I will. Yeah, 100%. WoW expansions are, I mean, it's worth $40, sure. $50, the sub for the month? Yeah, absolutely. It's good for that time, and then, keep playing it if you don't like it. Or if you do like it, keep playing it if you do. And don't, just unsub.
the fact they both give around the same amount of power increases. The amount of time required to get one is just vastly higher than getting the others.
Yeah.
And the amount of time it takes to get a power increase drastically lowers the likability of said power increase. What if I were to tell you that Azerite gear is actually better than tier set bonuses? A tier set bonus gives you 2 power increases based on the 2 set and 4 set. You don't get to pick what those increases are. You just have to get lucky that the devs happen to give you a good one for
You don't get to pick the Azerite either. There's the Azerite that makes you do 5,000 extra DPS, and the Azerite that makes you do 400 extra DPS. That is not a choice. Also, tier sets dynamically change their bonuses based off of your spec. Azerite gear does not.
an expansion. But with Azerite gear, you get to pick what bonuses you want, instead of leaving it up to the random whims of the devs, where you get to pick a choice of random whims of the devs. And these choices give you about the same amount of power increases the tier set bonuses do.
You know why the Legion Legendaries were better than Azerite? It's because they gave you bonuses that really mattered. All of the Azerite bonuses that you got were pretty much mediocre. It was like, oh wow, Thunderclap does 20 more damage. Who gives a shit? Bro, if you had the Legion Legendaries, and you had those fucking boots, Agrimar Stride, you're running like you're in the Olympics. If you're using the bracers, you're healing like you're a fucking priest. If you're using the gloves in the ring, you were doing more damage than fucking anybody. It's the reason why the Legion Legendaries were so good, is because they were really big dick. They were big dick items, and you would swap them around. Like a lot of you guys, in a lot of cases, like correct me if I'm wrong,
like this is what I did at least, is I carried a lot of my Legion legendaries around with me. Because sometimes I wanted just a whirlwind belt if I was doing a lot of AoE. Sometimes I'd want to use another item if I was doing something else instead, right? So you had a lot of things. Every legendary Legion had a situational advantage. Exactly. And like the situation.
God damn it, I missed my shot so bad.
Made the game more interesting. But the problem with Azerite gear is that every single Azerite gear thing just made your big damage bigger. That's all it did. Very few Azerite traits really change your gameplay in a meaningful way.
And allows you to even customize it further, stacking the ones you like, or mix and match a whole bunch of minor benefits that the movies through higher players class. Then you get a couple of the minor benefits too, like healing, movement speed, or maybe even a small upgrade to some of your minor baseline abilities.
All these little minor things, or just little minor increase to your personal healing, just little minor increase to your absorb, just little minor increase to your absorb, just a little minor decreased damage taken, and then surprise, surprise, you do arena, and each game lasts 15 fucking minutes. Do you remember that?
Try 45.
You go watch the AWC, and it would be on for 11 hours?
Yep.
Holy shit!
When it comes to
I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
tier set bonus, being able to choose which of your minor bonuses for a piece of equipment.
Fucking 15 minutes is nothing for all of like Mop or whatever it was. It was like Legion, man. The Legion, the fucking Arena was Arena 3s and shit, 2s and 3s. They were like 45 fucking minutes, and you would time out. It was straight up timeout.
From a very small handful of traits, rather than having all of them available as an option. And then when a new raid came out, you wouldn't even be able to use all those traits, and you had to go grind out more Azerite power.
Ew, it's like a. Ugh.
I thought that was totally fucking fun. The only thing
Hi.
I really had a problem with for Azerite here was the fact that you couldn't respec it for free.
I'm glad you're here, Kitty. I really am. I love you. I just love you so much.
And to top it all off, it took just as much time to get one Azerite piece as a piece of tier gear. Azerite gear is just a really good example of how not to add a borrowed power system.
Yeah.
Because everything was there for it to be a better replacement to tier gear, but instead, they had to make it incredibly tedious for no reason. And because it was added in so badly, you were just mad they had to deal with this new system instead of just giving tier set bonuses like normal. When it comes to corruption...
Well, it was also that it was a waste of time. Like, having to respec it like that and farm out the same piece of gear twice, that's a waste of time. I think that people, like, in general now, especially now that, like, people are aware of it, it's like that quote that we saw, right, about how you can't see the same illusion a few times and still, have the same wonder the first time. People now are aware of these kinds of things, and because they're so aware of them, whenever it's seen, they immediately identify it and dislike it.
A system that was added at the very end of Battle Royale, which probably had one of the biggest power times in player power. Personally, I was a big fan of the overall idea of corruptions. They were basically enhanced for gear that gave you procs that give you more damage in your baseline abilities.
And again, corruptions were cool because they were big hits. They were fucking massive. They were probably one of the biggest power increases you've ever gotten. Like, always on station, infinite stars, they were huge. It completely changed the way you played. Ampiac for 5 subs, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Vastly increase the power level of your base class. Some of them would give you ridiculous amounts of haste. Others would lower the cooldowns of your abilities by 200%. And others would spawn giant laser beams from the sky that would scale based on how much health you had. And being able to customize how you wanted your character to be broken was such an interesting idea in theory that I implemented a system to one of my Dungeons and Dragons games. However, I can assure you that I did not implement how you obtain corruptions into the game.
I like this guy that's doing the initial video.
Most corruptions had 3 different
I think he's a rather good WoW streamer. He's very analytical. He's even keeled. He's
when you manage to get the one you wanted, you kind of hope you have the highest available tier of that corruption. Otherwise, you're kind of just wasting a piece of equipment with that corruption on it. And when they finally added a vendor that allowed you to target specific pieces of corruptions, they can let you pick from all the corruption pieces of the vendor, and instead had a random rotation that changed out a few times a week. You had to wait around for a chance to buy the corruptions that you wanted.
Just what I wanted.
And also, it made the corruptions that were good incredibly expensive. So you couldn't buy everything you needed the first time, no matter how much stuff you wanted, and still had to wait a couple of weeks.
What a
And if you want
surprise.
to talk about poor Legion or powers, we have to look at Legion for the absolute worst. Legion was the first expansion that started with a more in-your-face borrowed power system, with the artifacts of Legion
Well,
Legendary.
they had like 3. That's the thing. It's like Legion had like tier sets. They had legendaries. They had the fucking your artifact weapon. There was a lot. It was the best. Yeah, it was good. But I think a lot of people, whenever they're thinking like, oh, I really like Legion, you're mainly thinking of like Tuna Sargeras and probably also Antorus. Whenever a lot of these problems were solved. Because at the beginning of Legion, it was really shitty. Nighthold, man?
Hello, love. Hi.
How many of you guys are talking about how much you liked Nighthold and you had your best in slot legendaries? Yes, Nighthold was awesome. I really liked Nighthold a lot. But I think that your enjoyment of the game was very hinged on the fact that you had or did not have the random items.
The artifacts were fun, in my opinion. Made a system of endless grinding that could increase your power level further, but there wasn't really inherent randomness to it, because you just kind of got what you got. But the Legion Legendaries were awful. The Legion Legendaries were modeled very heavily based on Diablo 3's legendary system, where sometimes a legendary can completely change your playstyle or is necessary in order to complete a build. Whereas Diablo has a seasonal gameplay mode that allows you to gain these legendaries much quicker, you can pretty much get all legendaries needed within your first day of play.
Almost also that like nobody.
It was not a day when I started.
The game's fucking dead.
Yeah.
The game's been fucking dead for years.
Yep.
Like Diablo 3 hasn't been relevant ever since like 2016. It's awful.
Whereas in World of Warcraft, legendaries didn't have the same gracious drop chance. The first 4 legendaries you got had a much higher chance to drop than everything else, but could still take about a month of casual play time before you saw the first 4 legendaries. The World Pros Raiders would create
Can do. Well, no, I can't.
to farm out the first 4 legendaries, just to get a higher chance of obtaining the ones that they were targeting. And as some legendaries were so ridiculously powerful and broken that they could almost double your
The
or
Fire Mage
allow you to
races.
one-shot groups of enemy players in the open world. So you really wanted to target specific legendaries.
Yep.
In Diablo, they don't really allow you to target specific legendaries either, but there's plenty of different ways in order to increase the chances that you get a specific one. And unless you're terribly unlucky, you'll have all the legendaries you need within the first couple of days. In World of Warcraft, it was possible to go to the end of the raid tier without getting the one legendary you needed, because the drop chance was just so low. And there's absolutely
Oh, this happened to people. Like, I knew people that lost their raid spot because they didn't have the legendary. Like, they didn't have the legendary that was good, and so they just simply didn't get a spot. Because the other person did, and then the other person did more damage, and then why would you ever bring somebody that doesn't do more damage? It doesn't make any sense. Impact thanks for 5 more subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And, yeah, it's like, why would you do that? And willingly handicap the whole raid just because of, you know, the game. That's not your fault. Yeah, so it's like this system was probably the worst idea they ever had.
the no way to target
No,
the
it's
legendaries you wanted. The powers tied to legendaries were amazing. The acquisition of it was probably the worst one we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it kind of puts corruption to shame. If there was an award for the worst implemented acquisition system of a borrowed power, I can't think of anything that beats Legion Legendaries.
Corruption versus Legion Legendaries on release. Ooh, that is hard. It's like,
Yeah, you can go for Rome.
wow.
All right.
Actually don't know. Like, Jesus. I feel like he could actually be right.
The
Hey.
expansion, they finally had a defender to buy them, but at that point it was a little bit too late, because most people who played the whole expansion had already gotten all the legendaries by that point. So you may be thinking at this point, YouTuber person, everything you're talking about makes it seem as if borrowed power is terrible. If Blizzard messes it up every time they try to put one in, does that mean it's actually just a bad design system overall? And to that, I say, maybe. Maybe Blizzard really just doesn't know how to actually have fun borrowed power systems in the game. And
I
maybe
think the fundamental problem is that Blizzard thinks that the players don't know what they want. That's what the issue is they think players don't know what they want. And because the players don't know what they want. Blizzard thinks that they do know what they want. And this is even, Ian literally said this with Azurek here. He says, well, the players will like it once they understand it, which implies that players just don't understand it. And that they believe that the players don't understand it. I think the truth is, what it is, like just in general, is that players do understand it, and I think that it even feels worse. It's like, it's one thing if you just release something and there's no PTR, and it doesn't go over very well. But it's another thing to release something even after everybody tells you, this sucks dick, stop doing this, and then you just go along with it anyway. That's what pisses people off that much, yeah. And Blizzard's too busy, no, that's not it, right? They shouldn't do that for us. I think that it's Blizzard feels like they understand what players want better than players do. And to be fair, game developers should, because there are a lot of times that players, like I think this is the best example, right? So Blizzard actually solved this problem really, really well once. And the one time that they did is that in season 3 of BFA, every single MDI team and every single competitive Mythic Plus team, almost all of them, had at least 1, 2, and sometimes even 3 rogues in them. So they could use Shroud of Concealment to skip trash packs over and over and over. So there was a lot of conversations then about, well, you know, like we have this huge problem where rogues are basically mandatory, people are saying, but get rid of, and what people wanted to have happen, a lot of people said, get rid of Shroud of Concealment. Make it so where you can only have 1 of each class in the game, right, or in Mythic Plus. And Blizzard actually
Shroud.
did this in a brilliant way.
Shroud really broke the game, kind of.
It allowed you to effectively skip however many packs that you want while you were in a Twilight Zone fighting a mob, and then completely avoid the issue with having to replace rogues. Because like now you don't need rogues anymore because everybody can skip ahead. It was brilliant. And that's the kind of game design decisions that good developers and good designers make. Because I actually think that a good factor of this is that a good thing of this is that players sometimes don't know what they want. I think a good example of players not knowing what they want is Mounts in New World. Mounts in New World will do literally nothing. Mounts in New World will not even make the game fun in the slightest. It will not change anything. It doesn't matter whatsoever. What the people really want, they want better travel options. People want better travel options and less friction between travel. And that is what the problem is. Mounts are just the most obvious way to solve that. What are you going to fight on mounts? Like mounts? I don't think that's the fundamental problem though. I think that if you added in mounts, it would be a band-aid solution. Yes, it would make the problem slightly less bad, but it would not solve the problem. And if you can't even identify what people don't like, how could you even possibly try to fix it? Yeah, does that make sense? Give the people what they need, not what they want. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
They should just leave it on gear only. Although, if we look at one of the expansions with 2 of the worst implemented borrow power systems, we also randomly have one of the best as well. And of course, what I'm talking about is Battle for Azeroth with its essences. With essences, you got around 10 different abilities you can pick from.
I thought essences were great. I know people are going to hate me for this, but I thought essences were great. I really liked the essence system. I thought it was really good.
In order to use as your active ability. And then you also had 3 slots in order to use the passives of other abilities.
Yep.
So you got to pick and choose which active abilities you were using and which passive abilities you were using. And you got to change that out whenever you wanted in any kind of rest area. And
exactly. It was great. Why do people not like it? Remember that essences weren't account-wide? Absolutely dog shit. Complete dog shit. They should have been account-wide on day 1.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you. Oh, okay, so like, I guess I'm a one-character Andy, so that's probably why I was more okay with it. If you were a one-character Andy, I felt like the essence system was pretty good. This is another thing I want to see with the new expansion, is like if there's ever a point where I have to farm a monotonous borrow power system twice, I'm going to be so mad. Like, I'm going to be so fucking frustrated having to farm a bar. I just won't do it. Yeah, I won't do it too. Like, the thing is, that's why I don't play any alts in Shadowlands. Like, I don't want to have to farm Torghast on my alts. No.
Nope.
No, this is dumb.
No.
Not gonna do it. Do Renown on my alts. I don't want to do it. Nope.
Nope.
It doesn't take that long. Nope.
Yeah, it does.
It only takes an hour. Nope. Nope, make it account wide. I'm not doing it. That's it. And there's literally no reason to tolerate that. There is no reason even to waste people's time for an hour. 1 hour is fine, dude.
Well, if it only takes an hour, then why does it happen at all? Think about it like this. So like if this is such an important thing, it's like, oh wow, but it only takes an hour, just go do it. Well, if it only takes an hour, then why do you have to do it? Think about it like that. It's kind of like a really good example of this is like the, so I never thought about things this way until somebody brought something up. Do you remember the chisel that you would need in patch 9.1 to remove the Sanctum of Domination sockets? That you would buy from the vendor in Korthia? Yeah, you guys remember that, right? Yeah. So I mentioned this. Oh, this is actually pretty good. Like, you know, now it makes it a lot easier, so you don't have to worry about this. And somebody in chat said, well, if all you need to do is buy the chisel, why is it in the game? Like, why is this a barrier that you need to overcome in the first place? There's no reason for it.
Acquiring all the abilities in your Heart of Azeroth could be done within the first week or two of the system dropping. And if you want to grind out even further in order to increase the power level of them, you could, which was definitely necessary in order to reach rank 3. But
I loved the rank 4 essence idea. They like the capstone rewards for rank 4 essences, and you had to get those, and they were legendary essences, and they looked way cooler, but they were just cosmetic bonuses. They were fucking badass.
Want to go even further beyond, you got a nice cosmetic upgrade that just made the abilities look cooler without adding any kind of actual power into it.
True, and I actually think that the Azurite necklace was probably the best designed borrowed power that Blizzard has ever made, especially in terms of after BFA. Because after BFA, you still want to use your Azurite necklace, and you will always use your Azurite necklace outside of current level content. And here's why. It's because it gives you bonus damage. Oh, Esfan, thanks a lot, Esfan. I appreciate that. Hope you guys have fun with the Razor thing. Actually, if it was, I probably wouldn't want to go with that. To be honest, like, I know you guys probably just assume I wouldn't want to, but like, did you guys get free stuff? Like, how much stuff did you get? Like, did you get like did you get a laptop? If you got a laptop, make sure to next time you go to get bring me one. No, they probably assumed I didn't want to go where I was streaming that day, right? That's why. It's not like Razor was like, yeah. We want Miskiff, Expand, Schlatt, Emmy, Tectone, Seer, let's see, Bruce, might as well have Bruce. We're missing anybody? Oh, Rich, yeah, we love Rich. Rich is great. Tips you can show up to, that's great. And that's about it. All right, yep, okay, we'll see you guys there, you know? That's not what happened, okay, guys? That's not what happened. But yeah, either way, that's the way I see it. I'll probably have to go over there and see what it is. I actually am very curious to see what the Razor store is like. And Richie goes for Asmon who? But yeah, who's that? What do you mean? Who's that? But like, yeah. Anyway, so Azurite necklace will always be your best in slot item outside of Shadowlands. And do you want to know why it'll be a best in slot item? It's because it gives you percentage bonuses, and 15% level in BFA is the same as 15% in Shadowlands. And I'll give you a really good parallel for this that's already happened before. Breaston slot, please. And another really good example of this is the what do you call it? The Scarab Brooch. So this was a trinket that dropped in AQ40, and it dropped from Viscidus in AQ40. And you would use the trinket, and it would make all of your heals for the next 15 seconds. Instead of healing, it would give you an absorb shield. And players use the AQ40 trinket in ICC to avoid the Infest debuff on the Lich King, because it was a 15% flat bonus. That was fucking badass. I love that.
We've seen by the success of the Mage Tower, adding a hard drive that only has a cosmetic reward is definitely the way to go. There were a lot of people who tried to get the rank 4 of their essences, even though it wasn't necessary for science. We contrast that to the Shadowlands abilities. They only allowed you to pick from one of 4 abilities, and you were heavily disincentivized from changing your choice. Whereas the essence system allows you to pick 10 abilities designed with the intention
to do whatever you wanted. If you want to swap your essences right now, you swap your essences right now. If you want to swap your essences again right after that, do it right again right after that. It doesn't matter. There's no friction. There's no problems.
You'd be changing them out all the time. Now, there were some problems with the essence system as well, but for the most part, it's one of the best power systems they've ever added to the game. And it's a shame.
It was great. And I will argue this forever. The Essence system was a good system in BFA. And overall, patch 8.2 was one of the biggest W patches of all of WoW. 8.2 was unironically a massive W patch.
And they just kind of ignored it and its lessons when going into the new expansion. So, if we go back and look at all of the borrowed power systems that players enjoyed, or had the least amount of pushback on the community as a whole, nearly all of them share the common sentimentality, where they are easy to grind out, or...
Yeah, that'll get the heart pumping. Fucking assassin in the fucking dark, man.
Despite being a big grind and having no power customizations, but was chock full of cosmetic customizations.
Well, people didn't like having to grind, so like this is another factor. Like people don't remember anything. Like I don't know why nobody fucking remembers anything in this game. Like nobody even like it's like so at 35 artifact traits, you would gain a big bonus of 5% damage, and that was necessary if you wanted to do Trial of Valor Mythic. So you had people grinding Maw of Souls. Imagine what moron would go and grind Maw of Souls 8 hours a day. Who would do such a thing? And I didn't stop at 35. I went all the way to 54. I grinded out every single fucking trait.
Fuck me, I didn't pull a pipe, did I? Oh, it's not even worth making. Oh. Well, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have the research done if I get raided right now.
Basically about this time
Yeah.
with Twitch, and I would say, all right, guys, who's ready? And they're like, oh, no, not again. All right, tricks are gone. Let's get in Discord. Let's run it again. Anybody got any 9s? Any 9 Mars Souls or Quarter Stars? Come on, boys, let's do it again. And I would turn on the stream just to farm my viewers' keys. Straight up.
Yeah, I could run if I could find a fuse.
And nearly all of the ones that are
No,
universal.
no, no. It was not Maw Mondays. It was Maw Mondays, Maw Tuesdays,
I could get to work fishing.
Maw Thursdays. Maybe I take Friday off. Maw Saturdays, Maw Sundays, and then you go back again to Maw Mondays. Yeah,
I do have to chop wood, though.
I beat it. It was done. The thing is, like, yeah, it was done. I beat it. It was great. The problem, I think, that with all of these borrowed power systems, like one of the underpinnings for this is like what people are saying about essences. Most of people's complaints about essences were that they weren't account wide. Like, I actually wish that I could play my Warlock right now, but I simply refuse to play any of these secondary systems again.
No.
I will not do it.
No.
No shot.
No shot. Okay, kitty, I love you, but I gotta pee. Gotta get up.
And I'm waiting for that.
Gotta get up, gotta get up.
You don't need to. Yes, you do. Absolutely. I have to farm renown.
Okay,
My
kitty.
renown's not at 80. Why is
Ki-
my renown not automatically at 80?
Thank you.
Why is it not at 80? Does it start at 80? Yeah. Hate it. They're required.
Sorry, kitty. Gotta go to the bathroom. Hey, kitty. This motherfucker's breaking like. I don't know, seems alright. Okay, so. Oh, shit. I think I would like to put. Okay. Hi, kitty. Yeah, you want to sit on my lap? Hold on, let me cross my legs. There you go. You can sit there. Hi. Hi. Oh, it's a kitty. Oh, don't fall, kitty. You okay? Yeah. Oh, poor kitty. I didn't mean to knock you over. That's a good kitty. It's a good kitty. Hi. Alright, I have to chop wood. At least it's like daytime. Before I do that. This borrowed power thing, it's not really. Let's try this. I don't know.
So the drama continues. Shane Isaac, CEO of the Earth 2 Meta.
I don't know, you guys, I understand that you're trying to take down these NF2 fucking scams, but let's try this.
Farming can be fun? Is farming fun?
Yeah, I do it all the fucking time, man.
When it comes up, you go, MMOs. And not only MMOs, but online games for literally decades now.
Yeah.
But what if I could change? What about farming? There's something that's constantly been impressing me with Squeenix's model. This isn't just an FF14 gush, because the system is playing does have some flaws. But it's such a step in the right
I know,
direction.
I see his hair, guys.
It doesn't matter what game it is, whether it be your Call of Duties, your Apex Legends, your MMOs, your any online game has
This actually reminds me. So a very long time ago, this is like maybe, I don't know, like 3 or 4 months ago, maybe a little longer than that. I saw on the website they had a plushy chocobo. Right? This thing reminded me, right? This is like the helmet. I thought it was really cute. I got something to make myself feel better. And yesterday it was awesome. And so I got my plushy chocobo. After like 4 months, I chose. I don't know why.
Hi. Yeah, you want me to touch you? Okay, I'll touch you. Hi.
Base model when they design every single system, and that's how do you keep players online all the time? Because if they have this complete fear that if you're not playing their game, you're not spending money with them, and you're playing and you're spending money with those guys, right? That's it.
Oh, you're gonna show Halo.
Talking about farming. You've seen every system in the book at this point. You've seen prestige levels, honor levels, reputation levels, and they're usually in some ways gated, or they're made really, really long to keep you grinding the same thing over.
Oh yeah.
But there's two elements of it. One is the way you, what the reward is and how you get it, so they'll lose the levels. And then there's two is the gameplay involved with actually doing it. And typically, this falls into the category of just playing the same thing over and over and over and over again, regardless of how fun that system might actually be. And it doesn't matter, because as long as you're playing it, you're doing it all the time, you're playing their game. That's it. So even if you come down to like, I don't know, I've done this, something like the Burning Crusade Classic, which many people like, spell trek game.
Right.
You might be farming fire elementals for hours and hours and hours. And I spent like 12 to 14 hours grinding out motes of fire. And then I had to go and do the same as some other motes. You know,
I did the same thing like back in the day, like not in BC, but like in original BC. Like I farmed out all this stuff myself. I farmed them out at the Elemental Plateau. I was on a PvE server, so it was easier for me to do.
eventually build this one set of gear. And you will say, I felt really accomplished when I did it, but for me,
Good fight.
more and more people fall into this category every single day, is that you need to turn your brain off from it. Because what you're actually physically doing is really boring. You're just grinding, you're waiting for mobs to spawn, you're killing them, they're not too difficult, then you're waiting for the next one, you're killing it, not too difficult, and this is where we turn to YouTube, we turn to Twitch, we turn to Netflix, we turn to whatever it might be to try And the same exists across tons of other games where you're just like, right, I need to. Recently, a good example would be my kids got into Plants vs Zombies. And I thought that's cool. It used to shoot some huge pods and things like that. But then they started to discover like the hidden characters. They started to learn about the goals within the game. And what did they turn into? Really endless grinds, where they had to wait for certain events to happen, and then they had to grind out like 50 PvP matches in order to earn X amount of crystals, and those crystals can then open a chest. Which then leads you into something else where you can
here we
one
go.
chest reward. Then you need to wait for the event to come back, and it can take months. And it's all a case of keeping you online all the time. That's
I think every game has this. I think there are games that do it more than others, but I feel like as a general rule, every single game does this. They have like these repeat content things. Now, the difference is that some games do it with more core content and some games do it with less core content. And I actually think that a lot of MMOs in general, that's not a bad thing. It can be enjoyable to just do this, especially if it's like a mindless task, like logging in New World. It's relaxing and easy to do.
They're perfect, because if you're not playing their game, you're doing something else. Well, Squeenix obviously doesn't have that approach. We've talked about it many times now, and it's such a freeing experience because it allows their creative floodgates to open. Because when you don't start designing something with the goal of how do we keep players online all the time, when you drop that out of it, when you have the freedom to say, we're kind of okay if players don't engage with this, it's the same thing we talked about with our Blosy content. We just make it fun. People will play it if they enjoy it, and if they don't enjoy it, they're not going to play it, and that's okay. They'll play
I think that's a big issue with things like Torghast, etc. I think recently Blizzard's done a better job at just trying to make Torghast just fun rather than making
Slavery.
Because I think that's what a
Yeah.
lot of games
Rather than making slavery, it's basically slavery.
in order to get people to interface with systems that are not necessarily super well designed and fun to play, they add in incentivization to them to just make you want to do them for all. How exactly it's still the same? Well, how exactly I mean the Torghast is like less mandatory is that basically, like, and this is like true with like the Sanctum Domination patch, you didn't have to do it as many times, and after you got the legendary, you didn't really have to do it at all. Like, if you didn't want to do Torghast, you never had to do Torghast because you already had your legendaries. That's the difference.
else, but we'll have the confidence that they'll come back for what they do enjoy when we update that, and we update the game very regularly. And so whatever they enjoy will likely come back later, and they'll resubscribe then, they'll come back for a month or two, or they'll leave and then they'll come back again. And we're happy with that model, because that's worked out for us so far. As you can see, it's a slow burn that has risen FF14 to the levels it's at now. Now, I encountered one of these systems. It's not a new system. I want to be totally clear on that. I want to be so fundamentally clear the system is not new, and it's not perfect, but Jesus Christ, it's a step in the right direction. And I want to talk about treasure management. So I didn't know this system. I have now played Final Fantasy for about 800 hours. I have no idea this system existed.
No.
I've now completed the MSQ. I've finished
Wait,
Endor.
how does he play it for 800 hours? He's been playing it for like a year. Bro, I put 1,000 hours into Lost Ark and it's been like a month. Wait, it's been a month.
Yeah.
Our videos are coming
So
on that.
Dad,
I've been in Germany for 3 weeks working 16-hour days. So bear with me as we get back into the swing. What are the treasure maps? So I know for a lot of our FF14 viewers, you'll know what these are, but I also saw a lot of people in the chat, and this is what happens when you're not forced, and this content is not mandatory, who one, didn't know about it, two, thought it was probably useless, and three, did know about it, but didn't understand that the rewards were actually really good. And so, what is it? It's to do with professions. So when I say professions to you, certainly as MMO gamers and our WoW audience, what do you think of in terms of getting difficult and hard supplies? Right? When you need those raw materials that are really tough. Well, the first thing you're going to think of is, oh, I probably need to farm something like Onyxia to get Onyxia scales to make Onyxia high close. I need to farm elementals in Elemental Plateau. I need to grind out a reputation over a series of times. It's probably time gating. Or something along those lines in order to access a vendor who can then sell things. Or perhaps there's a random vendor that suddenly appears if I wear a magical cloak in the case of Najata. Or I need to do some sort of raid boss like Thok the Bloodthirsty in order to get something from that. So I can then
get the
bring it in.
trinket.
But some sort of long grind, right? Same for those of you who PvP and FPS games is like, okay, well I need to get prestige level 30, then I will get some sort of gun upgrade, or I need to frag somebody with like 50 grenades, and then I'll get some sort of grenade upgrade, or something along those lines, where you're just like, okay, I'm presented with this thing, and I can almost mathematically calculate calculate when I'll get it. And that's the grind. I can turn my brain off, I can go at it, I'm just going to go into this game, sometimes even to the point of
Seems simple enough.
stuffing your own gameplay because you're going to use a weapon or a tool or a utility that you don't particularly enjoy, but you really want that unlocked. So you're going to play your character as you don't want to play it in order to find out about these things. So, now I've finished the MSQ, and I agree with Jesse Cox on this, is that FF14 is really an RPG MMO, because essentially I've played 800 hours of single-player MMO, and now that's done, I'm starting to do what I always do, which is, okay, where's the MMO stuff?
See, like, for me, I've actually felt the opposite. I felt like I did a lot of stuff. Like, what I usually do is I play with other people, and then I transition into just playing by myself. Because, like, I played with so many people in Final Fantasy. I did that shit all the time. Like, I would do the Wondrous Tales every week. I would do all this other stuff every week. Yeah. What's this here? You can play in many ways? Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's like, I think that's a good thing. It definitely is.
That's stuff that they put in the game that I don't even know about. It's not story related, that's MMO stuff. And I'm now dipping into professions, and I'm dipping into all these kind of things. And along that journey, I encountered treasure maps. So the system is pretty simple. When you're doing various activities, you can get a treasure map in a bottle. Now, I instantly had my heart sink thinking, this is probably something like Azerai Islands in Battle for Azeroth. But then you remember games like Sea of Thieves, where the treasure maps are really fun. It's like, okay, you gotta get that out of your head.
That's the cool thing. It's like the idea of island expeditions is really badass, right? It's the implementation that was problematic.
This is tried, because that's what I'm here to do, is to find out about all these integral systems of the game.
Yeah.
And I found something so cool. And all you do is you have this treasure map, you can decipher it. It'll give you exactly what you'd expect, which is a little picture with an X marks the spot somewhere in the world. And it will tell you what zone it's in, which is great. You click on that zone map, you browse the map.
So it's the same as Lost Ark.
It's there, and there are set locations, although there's lots and lots of them. So after you've done a few, you instantly recognise where this place would be. And then you fly down there, and you do dig. So very similar to WoW's archaeology system, where you go down and you dig. But unlike that system, there's no, like, you need to stand on the exact correct point. As long as you're in the right area, it'll just reveal the treasure box. Then you get a treasure box. You click it, some mobs spawn, you kill them, and then you get a reward from the treasure box, which will be profession related. Now, everything I'm about to tell you has nothing to do with profession. This is the first thing that I thought, genius. And I mean, genius. Does this system have to specifically relate to the reward that comes with it? And the answer is, no, it doesn't. But it has to be fun. It has to be fun first, and then we can reward whatever, because it won't matter. The players want to have fun. So far I've not described something super fun to you, but wait. Then there's, and I would guess it's about 60 to 70% chance that a portal will spawn. And there are ways of gaining treasure maps with guaranteed portal spawns every single time.
Okay.
This is when it goes.
Now I'm excited.
And you hire, separated off from everything else, raid zone.
What?
And I'm not talking about some small corridor with some
Is that why
enemies
he's in a
tossed in
group?
there. I'm talking about fully fleshed out, theatrical, circle-like environment. I'm going to be focused on the Endwalker iteration.
Holy shit!
That's the latest one. But there are variations of this I will talk about.
Yeah.
And I found this entire raid zone, and we've got a raid team together. So our 8-man team is now doing this content. Friends are now working together to do something for an afternoon. Instantly, so much better. Why? Because what you're doing now is so good. So good. Come on, Paul! Oh, I killed it.
So this is the raid? Wait, oh, is this gonna portal? Where's the
Come
portal?
on, baby, come on. A
A
portal,
portal has
appeared!
oh wait, what the fuck?
Right!
It's like a Diablo portal. What is this?
You're presented with a room. And in that room, there's another treasure chest. You get bonus rewards. So not only have you already gotten your base reward from just clicking the chest outside the world, now in the portal you get a bonus reward.
This is
Clicking on
badass.
this chest will then spawn maybe a boss. Maybe it'll spawn a whole bunch of enemies. Nothing super difficult. Nothing that you can't clear in, say, 20 seconds. Something like that. So nothing big, but something interesting to do. And then they start putting twists on it. To keep you engaged.
How is that?
This could be a series of mobs spawning that have numbers over their heads, so if you kill them in the right order, you'll get yet more rewards. Or it'll be a treasure goblin that will appear, and you have to kill that before it escapes, and it's in the mix of all the AoE that you're doing. This can happen during boss fights as well, so you're dealing with boss mechanics, and suddenly there's an extra enemy, and you have to ignore the boss. Because if you kill the boss first, the enemy escapes. If you kill the boss first, the enemies don't count. So now you're fully engaged. Like, oh, we've got to do this, and it changes up the
Okay.
gameplay in what is just a basic, simple battle arena.
So they're
with a
basically like affixes in Diablo, effectively, right? I mean, these are just like different affixes that the mobs have. No, kind of, like not really. Well, he's listing out things that could just be affixes in an ARPG. Kind of. Okay.
bunch of enemies in it. And
Yes,
then it
but
mixes
no.
it up, so you're engaged. Okay, then you clear those enemies. You get the big reward out of the chest. And then a couple of things can happen. If there's more twists in it. One of the things that can happen is you all get to play a game of higher or lower. If it's 2 playing cards, it can go between 1 and 9, and you'll
Okay.
be sold. Okay, your first card is 2. Higher.
Got it.
Next card is 7. Lower. This card is 3. Higher. This card is 8. And then you can get 5, and you're like, oh god.
You
What does
you
this
just
do?
go higher. It's
Essentially
always
doubles the
higher.
rewards from the treasure chest every single time, up to 5 times.
Oh,
So
wow.
these rewards can massively outstrip what you should ordinarily get. And
So
you're
you're playing, it's Gamba? I mean, the thing is, like, Gambas are exciting, that, like, here's one thing, like, people always try to, like, they try to identify this, like, it's like a fucking, 200 IQ thing. Of course it's fucking Gamba. People love Gamba. Absolutely, that's the thing. Like, all of the random drops, etc., that's why people do it. Yeah, obviously.
fun, because you're then engaged with your players. Like, should we go higher or lower? I don't know. But you also have the chance to drop out. So if you get a 5 and you're like, it could be higher or lower, we're right smack in the middle,
Yeah.
it's a real 50-50 guess. Maybe we just take our rewards and call it good. Maybe we risk it all to get a bunch of extra rewards. Maybe we don't. And then you have this really fun, engaging experience where your brain is engaged. You're not looking away at the screen. You're now focused on a very simple game that actually really benefits you. Because not only are you being rewarded with profession rewards, which is what you want for your rare linens, rare logs, whatever it might be, you are now being offered the chance of just playing the game. And this is what I adored about this. You're just playing a game with your friends.
I think making it a group content is actually a good idea too, because like I compare like group farming content like in this versus like a New World, like chest runs or something like that. Chest runs are so annoying. Oh my god, I actually like chest runs in some ways. I think they're enjoyable and relaxing, but at the same time they could be a whole lot fucking better.
You're having fun,
That's a good system.
and you're
Yeah,
making
this seems good.
decisions, you're thinking about it, you're trying to risk it and do all these kind of things. It's
Right.
just a game of higher or lower, it's nothing complicated. But if you do it right, you get showered in rewards. And these rewards include not just profession mats, but tons and tons of gil, which is the money in the game. But also, as always, similar to what I said in Bosnia, you're passively acquiring the currency to furnish all your alts, or even your main character if you want to, in raid level gear.
Oh, so
you're-
it gives you tomestones? Is that it? Like, yeah, just so I understand. So do you get tomestones? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that is really, really fucking cool then. The good ones too. Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, okay, so this is incentivized pretty well then.
Just
You do
passively
wanna do
gearing
this.
up other characters at the same time. That's just something you don't even think about. And then I played for one afternoon. I ended up capping them, so I got like an almost full set of gear for my alt character that I've not leveled up to that level yet. It's similar to what I did gear waiting for. And when that's done, you're then presented with more options.
Alright, what is it?
Right or left. Simple. And I love how simple they keep it, because when you're with a bunch of gamers, simple works super well. Do we go right or do we go left?
Let
And
me
then they
guess,
put
the
more
door
twists on that
opens.
as well, in that you can choose right or left, you go to it, and the door has many different animations that can play out.
Okay.
It can just open for you, and then you proceed to the next area where you can continue on. Ultimately, there's a set of 5, which results in a mega boss, and I'll get there to a second.
Ooh,
Or
is that
it'll
the bonus,
half
bonus,
close,
bonus?
look like it's going to close you out and then let you through, or it will fully close and then pop a red alert sign, so you're all getting kicked out of the instance, and then it can be rescued at the last second, so the screen will actually fade out before it comes back, so you're like, oh my god, we got kicked out, I can't believe I've done number 1 or whatever. And you get to go through. And the same can happen at like the final door, and you're sat there and you're like, oh my god, if we get the final door, and this is rare to have happen. I think
Wait, so they have it go down, and they just kind of like they blue ball you and try to fucking make you think it's not gonna happen, and then it does at the last second? Is that basically what's going on here? Yes? Oh my god. Okay.
As I did this, we only got to the last boss one time. Not that we were consistently showered with rewards up to that point.
Okay, they bait you? Yeah. Very funny. too bad.
No way!
Okay.
No way!
Okay.
Skycat does it! Skycat brings it home with 5 votes!
Jesus Christ, this is like the last
Unbelievable!
boss.
Well, the cool thing is, when you get to the last boss and you have that door open, is you then get a nice big boss, not super difficult again, not intended to be, this is for fun, it's just giving you rewards.
Okay.
Then you get the mega chest at the end, which has 100,000 gil in it, not huge to long-term players,
That's
but
a lot.
decent amount of change.
It's a lot of
Then you
fucking
can get to
money.
Gamba again. And you can get up to 500,000 gil each if you play this out correctly. And you have that huge like tension of risk reward. And at no point have I mentioned throughout this, did I get my profession drop. That just happens naturally as you're playing. It just naturally happens in the background of you enjoying the game. This is farming in a new way. Because for a long time, the game devs, as I've seen through the ridiculous MMOs I've been playing, I've been playing Destiny this week, I've been playing online, all these kind of things. I've been trying to reinvent the wheel of how do we change farming for the modern audience, because, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because like a lot of people are just tired of doing like the old school grind. I think this is just kind of like what happens, is that a lot of people just get tired of having the same content over and over and over. People want new stuff. What a fucking surprise.
2 decades ago, grinding out enemies was pretty normal. I did it, most of you done it, most of you probably still do it today. But a more modern audience with so many gaming options available to them will be turning their nose up at the idea of like, I just have a farm. And you look at games like New World, where as soon as I started clicking those stones and trees and just watching the taskbar fill up, I was like, this kind of sucks. And I kind of feel like...
Oh, I actually didn't mind the New World. I didn't mind the New World professions at all. I thought they were fun, immersive, and good. Yeah, I enjoyed them. I did a lot of them.
I didn't think they were good at all.
Just clicking trees and stuff.
Like,
That's how I felt about it. It's like, okay, if I need to level this up, I'm just going to have to sit here and click trees and watch YouTube, watch Twitch, watch whatever, in order to get through this. But I need to do it so I want to level this up. Which is what a lot of these devs are hoping you'll do. They're like, yeah, you're still playing though, right?
Yeah.
Still playing. So just click those trees and get it done. And it was one of the things that immediately turned me away. I was like, I don't do this anymore, because I can go and play something else where I can have gameplay.
I think this is one big thing. This is a big factor that a lot of people are running into now, is that a lot of people out nowadays are just tired of, they're just tired of having content like just kind of like a delayed, because people have less time in general nowadays, and I think it's also
They're fucking gated, bitch.
It's that there's more competition in gaming.
You gate everything now, and I hate it. Yeah.
Well, who gives a fuck? Just go and play another game instead.
Yep, that's how I feel too.
That's a lot of things that happen, right? Less patience. Yes, people have way less patience in gaming nowadays, and I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it's something that like, oh wow, like, you know, old gamers nowadays want everything handed to them. Well, it's like, yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, you're right. Like, people don't want to invest. They don't want to invest. They don't want to have to invest like 8 hours a day in order to get certain rewards in the game. I think that's reasonable. You know, people have other things that they want to do at their time, and they don't want to have content that like actively makes you waste your time. So yeah, that's just what's happening more and more. Gaming, it has more competition, especially with MMOs. MMOs have an older audience of people that have more of a dollar value associated with their time versus kids. So people just don't give a shit about that stuff as much. Yeah, there it is. And the generation that grew up with this stuff is getting older and having less time. Yeah, I think that's a really big factor. Absolutely.
And that's what I'm looking for in my games. That's why I
Wait
love
8 hours for
series and all those. I love gameplay. I want to be playing the game. Clicking on a tree, not really the gameplay I'm looking for, man. That's not the thing I'm looking for. Now, I said it wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
It's not perfect because, of course, you can be RNG'd out, and if you are looking for a specific drop, there's some randomness to it, whether you get through the doors or not. But that is so alleviated by the fact that, one, I'm not doing anything boring, and I'm having fun. I'm constantly looking at the screen. Right, look, think of the things I mentioned. Clicking the chest, there's mobs spawning.
Yeah, that's
okay,
cool.
I'm looking at that. My attention is starting to drift away. And it's like, oh, we've got the ordered mobs to kill. Okay, so we're back in the game again. Oh, we've got the treasure goblins here. I need to do that. And the music changes to let you know that there's something else going on. Then we have to pick the door. Okay?
It's more engaging gameplay, but like I do actually think that there is an audience of people, and they do exist. And like sometimes I'm like this too. Is that I want content that I can do on the game while I'm on a business call. Like while I'm like on a Zoom call or I'm in a Discord call with somebody, I want content that I can do while I am just doing literally nothing else. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people just enjoy, right? If it's Lost Ark, like I'm doing Chaos Dungeons over and over and over. If it's New World, I'm chopping down trees. If it's a WoW, I'm farming out like random mobs. So I don't necessarily think this is like a fundamentally bad thing, but I think that like it should not be the pillar of the game. Like this should not be like a gameplay pillar of, you know, like mindless activities that you just have to do. I think that the more that they are they're not mandatory, basically they're optional, is the better.
Right or left, and then the higher or lower spawn. It's like, okay, I'm invested here. All the time I'm being drawn back into having fun and engaging. That's what I loved about this system.
Yeah,
it had nothing
absolutely.
to do with like, oh, you're after, say, a certain rare piece of hide, a certain piece of leather, a certain piece of iron ingots or something. So let's go and farm 50 iron deposits to see whether that thing drops.
Makes sense.
This has nothing to do with that. And this is such a good idea for letting people just have fun first, rewards later. And this is how a lot of great businesses have started. I don't know if you know this is a bit like out there, but Spotify, for example, if you learn the history of Spotify, they were like, we don't care how we monetize this yet. What we're going to do is make it cool.
This is a huge issue, right? Is that basically people build the cart before the horse. It's like you have like, it's like the cart, like what's like the fucking phrase? It's like you do the cart comes before the horse, something like that. I don't remember what it was, but like basically you're thinking of monetization before you're thinking of gameplay. You're thinking of like how can we make this a grind and retain players before you think of how to make it fun. Chicken before the cart before the horse. Yeah, I thought that's what it was, right? Yeah, putting the cart before the horse. Yeah, sure. So you're constantly focusing on things that are not about the fundamental enjoyment of the game. You're considering the game as like a retention mechanism to keep people involved. And like if you make the game built completely around like user psychology, eventually people break out of that, and then they resent that they were ever in it.
Make this system cool. We'll find out how we make money on it later on.
Yeah.
Because the reverse happens in a lot of
God damn it.
Like, right, how do we make money off this? Well, we keep people engaged, so that promotes microtransactions. It makes our monthly active users look better. And again, this isn't just a WoW thing. This is like nearly every game. And FF14 still has this. I've just dipped my foot into professions overall, and I just started doing botany, which is like, okay, you go and click trees. They've made it a bit better by providing you spells and combos, and I haven't finished it out yet, so I want to see where it goes. Ultimately, you're riding around, you're clicking on trees, and bushes,
Sounds
and you're
good to
collecting
me.
rewards from them. Now, you do get to choose your rewards, which is mwah, but it's still there in some way. But looking at this treasure map system is so good. The other flaw is, if people don't engage with it, they don't know it's there. If you're not making it happen, a lot of people don't know it's there. And I saw that from my audience, was like, oh, that's actually really cool.
This happens even in WoW too, where like I'll interface with the system that people have like never even heard of before. They don't even know this is in the game. And then like I'm doing it, people are like, wow, this is actually really cool. I wonder why like nobody does this. So like two good examples of this are like you know like the World of Draenor Coliseum that you have, and like everybody would just like you get pushed up on that elevator, and you'd be able to like put yourself somewhere on the map, and like the last person alive, you know, got a prize. Like this was really really badass. I did this, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know this was a thing anymore, right? But yeah, the Coliseum. Exactly, the Chromie scenario, exactly, there's another one. And another one besides that is like, you know like that little gambling box area in patch 7.1 on the Broken Shore? Where like you go inside the little, it's like I don't know, a bucket or something, and you go underneath, there's a bunch of different treasure chests, and like you click on those. Most people don't even know what those things are. And like that's the kind of good content that I think the game needs. And it's things that you don't necessarily need to know what it is, because I think a lot of times, again, they feel like they have to incentivize playing the game all the time. They have to incentivize this somehow. And it's like, this is incentivized too, but sometimes it gets incentivized so much that people end up resenting it, like Torghast. I think that's really the best example of the opposite. Or Islands.
This is actually pretty awesome. And then
there's
you have the problem of people looking for specific drops will get annoyed with the randomness a little bit. Even though they're getting showered with other rewards, they may not want those. They may be like, okay, I get a ton of gold, I get a load of tomestones or whatever to get all this gear, but what I'm really after is that one thing. And there are other ways of getting those things. So here's a side action. Unity Friend is super fun. Not only is it special, absolutely. This is a real place. have different ones. Different
What the
battle
fuck?
arenas, different styles of playing, so there's roulette. They've really gone with the gambling style, and I think that's really cool, especially when you have some influence, or at least you feel like you have some influence over it.
That's
You
cool.
do select alright, it's you that makes that choice. The roulette one is automated, but it's still fun to see where the thing's gonna land, and whether you spawn a giant raid boss, a weak boss, get kicked out, get rescued. I had a ridiculous situation. The most bizarre RNG I've ever had in any video game is in the roulette one. We failed 3 times in a row and got rescued.
Okay.
And I've never seen anything like that. We got pulled out by a primal god who rescued us to allow us to play on and gave us a huge boss in return. So although we
That's
failed, we
interesting.
actually got this. Now,
Yeah,
of
I
course,
like
in the
that.
background, it's like, we didn't really fail. The system was designed to show you.
Well, like the randomness like that, I think actually makes it more interesting because like you never really know what's going to happen. Because a lot of times like people get into kind of it's like things are so formulaic that they're boring. It's like you're just doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. I think that's definitely true.
But you still get that response like, oh my god, it's out on the second go. Rescue? We're back in the game. Oh god, we failed again. Rescue? We're back in. What is going on? And having this
Yeah, it sounds like gambling.
Yeah.
And that's remember they were doing.
But actually, it gets boring. It's so exciting, but it gets boring fairly quick. Like, oh, I didn't catch the ace again. I knew I wouldn't, but gotta try for that blackjack. You know, it's stupid. Some people say they can play for the rest of their life all day, every day. So it's sort of weird. It's like, it's as entertaining as you make it.
Oh, that's a good one, right?
What in God's name? What?
Wow.
How?
So they really fucking reel you in on this shit, huh?
Holy shit!
Okay, that actually is cool.
Chaos, baby!
A mega win?
And
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
such a good step in the right direction. It's such a step in the right direction. And another piece of the puzzle for why when you design
That's cool.
systems without thinking how do we just keep the player online all the time, it frees you up to just get wild and get wacky with it. And I really hope this is something that other game devs take into account because I want to do them a lot more.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whereas when I'm farming, I'm just like, at least for me, and you guys probably feel the same in most cases, it's like, oh my god. I've got to go, I can't play right now, I've got to go
Well,
farm
I think a
elements.
really good example of like to tell if this system is good or not, if farming system is good or not, is that do you ever do it after you get the rewards that you were wanting to get out of it? So like for example, right now, like if I finish a reward system, I'm not gonna go back and try to do it anymore. Why the fuck would I want to? I've already done everything that I want to do. There's no reason to keep going any farther than that. That's it. And so if you are continuing to interface with the system even beyond getting the rewards out of it, then it's actually probably a good system. And if you stop the second that you stop getting the big rewards that are basically mandatory out of it, then it's obviously a bad system. That's the way I'd say it.
I've had that conversation. I've got to go and do fishing. I need potions and glass. I need food. I have to go and farm tigers or whatever it might be. Okay. So I can't PvP with you right now. I can't do some dungeons with you right now. I have to go and stand and do fishing. And it's not a case of I even want to do it. I need to do it in order to do the gameplay later.
Yeah, that
And that's
sucks.
where the big difference came from. So I really wanted to talk about the system, is how impressed I am and how much I feel this is such a step in the right direction. Is to one, okay, it's profession related. Does the system involved in farming it need to be profession related? No. Okay. Do we need people to feel like they have to do this? No. So what should we do with it? Let's just have weird and wacky fun with it and create something that a group of 8 people can be like, oh hey, do you want to go and do this? Whereas how many activities do you actually do large scale with your friends in MMOs right now? Not many. It's usually
I think that's a big issue, is that like there's not a lot of things that you want to do with like large scale groups that like are basically not mandatory. Like, I do think that like for example like New World, you can have like the trust rooms and stuff like that. It is good to get people together to like go around and do stuff, but the problem though is that it's so easy and it's not actually sitting there and just doing it. That's it. Yeah, it's optimized gambling experience. Well, there's a lot of people. Here's the thing. There's a lot of people that they basically have to be motivated by some sort of reward or something like that in order for them to like really enjoy and actually go out of their way to do this kind of stuff. And I think that's something that people forget, is that a lot of people are motivated by rewards and that's it. Sometimes I still enjoy monotonous profession grinds. Well, yeah, I do too, right? I think it's the problem is that like the more, so like basically the closer that the requirement for something like this is to the core gameplay loop, the worse it is. So for example, like really monotonous things like Torghast or like farming elementals in WoW or something like that in like classic WoW, like this is very, very close to like the core gameplay loop and the core player power progression. And I think the farther away it is and the less mandatory it is, the more I think people won't mind the monotonous grinds because they don't feel like they have to do them. I think feeling like you have to do something in a game is one of the worst experiences ever.
PD. M+. Dungeons.
I don't know how I missed that first shot. I would have killed him.
This gave you
I don't know how the fuck I missed that first shot at all. He's going back to get a gun or something like that. I need to get the fuck out of here. Which way did he run? He ran, he went that way, so I need to go this way. He's going to get a gun or something. I'm going up. God damn it. Shouldn't have fucking missed. That shot, like, right where it should have hit his body. I should have killed him. God damn it. Fucking annoying. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm curious about the middle one here. I don't know what this is.
Armor out one. Best selling display on display.
Well, at least I'm not, like, too hurt or anything.
They're awesome. They're so good.
I forgot about how low I was.
Video, yeah, I think so. Like, just
Better Revia would have fucking wasted him.
Overall, because like whenever I'm looking at like these grinds, I kind of feel the same way. Is that like I felt this way with the New World.
He didn't even notice the arrow went because I think it glitched. I think it was invalid. First one was invalid because he didn't even notice that it fucking like flew past, like that it went past him or anything. That's got to be an invalid. This is the only way he missed it really. I expected him to run and he didn't even notice it was there.
That was what I really had a problem with. I really disliked that because
I don't know, man. I'm full of stone, but I kind of need stone. It sucks. Like I'm pretty much need this fucking stone.
Yeah, getting the crafties in New World, the trophies is like really bad.
Those assholes are gonna live here, but I don't know, man. I kind of need this.
So yeah, I mean, it's just so frustrating. Yeah, craft 1,700,000
oh god. Fucking kitty and the tree scared me. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. You want to sit on my lap? You can. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm busy. You busy? Yeah, I love you. You're a wonderful lady. I love you. Yeah, I love you. I want to pay attention. I'm just busy, so.
And why the fuck would you want to sit around and farm out content like this whenever it's just so slow?
Come on, man. It's taking way too fucking long. Hurry up. Like, mining by these guys is so dangerous. Hurry up. Seems alright. Should have gone fishing first, because the lack of a fucking, like a real tool is so bad. It's so wasteful. I'm not getting nearly as much stone as I should. I mean, I don't know. Nobody seems to be coming. They seem to be in bed or something. I don't know. I'm starving to death. I gotta get this last team to go. Fuck. Scared me. Hurry up. Last two and go, bitch. Let's go. Well, last three, maybe. I don't know. Fucking pot plants. The ore being there implies that no one's home. I think I'm okay. No one seems to be coming anyways. Wood door seems simple. Yeah, this is like all the stone I need. Mainly, I don't want to lose this base right there. Oh my god, is that what I think it is? It is. But he wedged it. I think he did. He wedged it. What an idiot. I want that horse so bad. I wonder if I could lead it up. But, I mean, that just looks like trouble to me. Hurry up. Horse could open up like a lot of shit for me, but I mean, this guy, he's been stuck here starving, I think. I can't lead, can I? I can't lead. No. Oh my god, he's a white thoroughbred too. What a jackass. Why would you fucking wedge the horse like this? It's so stupid. That sound scared me. Yeah. Yeah, you're worthless. God damn it. Why'd you guys build it like this? This is fucking stupid. This is death. I'm gonna lose all this. Oh, see? Fucking nomad. I don't think he sees me, thank God. He is chopping trees. He's getting cover. Come on. What's your fucking deal, asshole? He is chopping trees. I'm okay. I'm okay. I gotta get out of here with this. It's much too much. So now we run all the way the fuck over here. I'm gonna starve to death too. I gotta get home. Gotta get home and away from him. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't run. That is so fucking stupid. I don't have cloth where I would stash all this. That is so fucking stupid. Oh well, I gotta stumble my way home and try. Gotta try. There's that thing. I could run to that thing, I suppose, but like I don't know. It would maybe really, really help. Walking all the way home is gonna be miserable, man. I don't know. Maybe this will give me some water. Come on, man. Eat. Come on, man. Run while you can. Mushroom will do it. Oh, I'm playing living dangerously here. That'll be enough to run home. Thank God I found the mushroom in the berry. Oh, tense, but it'll be okay, I think, in the end. Pretty tense. I'm definitely not spending time to climb that tower. They made that stupid. Should have just been one ladder up. Nobody would ever go ladder up and then walk around the ladder up, then walk around the ladder up, then walk around. It's stupid. I suppose maybe that's how it would be if you... Like, if you did have to rig a ladder system to a fucking power pylon. I suppose that's how it would go. And now I'm kind of wandering into his neighborhood. I really don't want to lose this. I really need this. There's a pig. Gotta get over there. Fucking nomad asshole. What is this? Oh god, you're distracting me. I'm so full of loot. This is huge, maybe. I don't know. This just crumbled. Where am I? I can't mark this like on the bottom left corner of F6, just like right about there. Gotta remember, bottom left corner of F6. Gotta get out of here. Any hit and I'll just die. It's so tense, but I think I'm gonna make it. I just barely make it. Let's just sit up there with a compound bow and see if I can't wreck somebody. You're full. You're fucking full. I don't buy it. God damn it, give me that. God damn it. Go. Oh my god, I'm like about to make it with all that stone. It's fucking wonderful. Definitely worth it. Okay. Let's go. Can I get up that? Yeah, go. I made it. I made it. Whew. Fucking dangerous, man. Fucking dangerous, man. Okay, so now I want to put some food in my belly. Get that. Go. Yep. Don't die. I think I'll just kill myself, but all of this stuff is in there. Hi, lovely kitty. Yeah, you're a good kitty. Yes, you are. Lovely kitty. I'm gonna go take this. Right. Yep. And I'm gonna go out there. Oh wait, I don't know if I have wood. I don't think I have wood. God damn it, I gotta chop more wood. Son of a bitch. A lot of that, oh god, yeah. Yeah, so, like, let's pull the ore out of here and stick it in that box, because, yep. Yep. So... So I would like to fix it so far as like it's done. So that would mean coming up here, take these 4, right? And some wood. I don't know, like that much. Yeah, I think for now. We'll see what we can get down before it totally gets dark, right? Sun's setting. I don't have a camper. Stone. 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 So, and window. 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 Now we got a mud room. Very good. Yep. And what else? I want to go out there. I mean, it's kind of dangerous if I do. I want to go out there. Mr. Nomad doesn't seem to be around, so we're going to do our foundations here. So I kind of know where I'm at. Right? Yep. Done. This is a problem. Deja vu, I had a fuck up like this the other day. Wait, can I pick up this table? It's over here somewhere. Yeah. Oh good, I can. And then put you right here. Perfect. I'll remove it later when I build like a better jump up, but for now it'll have to do. I mean, I should do it like when it becomes daytime. So we got another video to do. I'm not sure what though. I think I want to look in the overall explore. Gaming. Oh man, that was a good one, but it wasn't so good. Come on. This might be good.
This just came out a day ago. So RuneScape has changed its membership and shop prices.
Why, it's a
People
piece
are
of
not
crap.
happy about
Come on.
this at all. So let's look and see what this is. New membership and shop prices. On May 4th, 2022, we'll be changing the price of membership for new members and those who've been unsubscribed for more than 14 days. Don't forget that if you're a member and don't lapse out for more than 14 days, you're eligible to keep your current rate of membership. Subscribe now to secure access to all old school RuneScape's members, constant and current prices. That makes sense. Old school RuneScape shop items and services pricing will also be changing. Bonds can still be used to enjoy all paid elements in our games purely through playtime. In the last 4 years, we've seen rising development costs, inflationary rises globally, and fluctuations between international currencies. Today's changes reflect
They have to do.
As always, we're committed to providing the best value for your membership with meaningful content updates and improvements to services. Membership plan changes. The 12-month membership plan changes to a 12-month Premier membership plan, featuring all the perks of Premier Club. The 12-month membership plan includes a heavy discount of 45% when you're subscribing monthly, and it's a price reduction versus the 12-month, and the 3-month membership plan will be retired. I wonder why they did that. I think maybe to try to lock people into the 12. That could maybe happen for sure. So let's look it over here.
I need a hatchet so bad, but
What was it
I
before
don't know,
for 12
man.
months? It was the same. It's 11. So it basically went up by $1.
I mean, I could go over there with like this, and I bet I would pull
Wait a minute. Wait, how am I
quite a
getting
bit of
so
money
many
in, but I would
answers?
need wood, and I mean, I need wood.
11 is the latest until now.
I think I'm gonna have to kill
11
myself.
is the latest until now. So this most recent change increased the price.
Oh, I also need
Like it increased the
a.
price of $1.50. Imagine being an update day, and the update is a price increase. El Post, $12.49, and then there's the crowd, rising development costs, more like rising dividend payouts. Honestly, the removal of 3 months is pretty scummy. Now it's a jump of 1 month to 6 months. See, like the rising prices. Actually, I feel like I can understand that. I've always felt it to be very surprising that World of Warcraft, after 15 or 16 years, has not increased the price of its sub.
Hi.
$15 is not the
Hi.
same as $15 was a long time ago.
Oh.
I think that's a big difference. And a lot of people are, yeah, the game is very old, right? Yeah, people gotta eat, they gotta make money, don't change.
Don't worry. In the morning, you can go outside.
That's just what I'm
Okay.
saying. I think that's definitely true, for sure. And it's a declining game. Yeah, but like it never went up even whenever it wasn't declining. So what I'm saying is that it makes sense for the prices to go up, but I do think
Yeah, there is. There's enough space right there.
is just a
Come on,
way to get
man.
people to lock them in
Poor
for more
shit.
money. Yeah, I think that really fucking sucks. Rising prices definitely a thing as you increase employees' salary with the cost of living. The 3-month removal seems a bit scummy though. Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue. Scummy shareholders.
I am going to
That's
eat my pill.
it's hard to
Oh,
really say like whether that's it because
why is that not pausing or what? Yeah. Why did that happen? Anyways, this is good. I'm gonna take my sleeping pill now and play for like a little while longer until it's like got wood in the base, and I will do the rest of the honeycomb and pancake, and then I will go to bed. I should technically, I mean I will, when I chop wood I'll burn metal, and as I go to bed at like 1 o'clock, yeah, something like that, and I stop my stream, I will metal my core, yeah. And then tomorrow I will fish up like 3,000, well, no, I need gears, damn it. I need gears in a real and like meaningful way. I need gears so bad. I pretty much have to run the road or something, you know what I'm saying? So I would like to let's get back to this, yeah. So I don't know. Okay, kitty? That's good. I just got popped up for a minute, but you can come sit on my lap in a minute. Alright? Yeah. Yeah, you doing okay? Oh, you're such a sweet girl. I'm so sorry. It's so shocking like this. It was not my intention to do this to you. It was not my idea. Your master's pretty much sold you up the river, and now now I'm your master. I'm sorry, you're stuck here until the morning. You're stuck here. Poor kitty. She's like starting to get it. She's like, I'm really stuck here. You're stuck here until you give it up. Yeah, you're stuck here. Your master sold you up the river. I'm terribly sorry. Yeah, no, I know you're unhappy. Oh, come see me. You know, you can come hang out with me. No matter what, I'm your friend. I'm not going anywhere. Alright? Come see me. Come on. Yeah, yep. That's good. Hey, guess what? We can cuddle. We can, like, really cuddle. And I guess I can pay attention to you until the daytime comes. I'm about to die. Take that out of my hand. Yep. Hey. Hey, kitty. I really hate riding the death thing. I really do, but I'm not running fucking 12... Like, it's like 24 blocks to a river and back. Normally would have found water by now, but I'm not having that kind of luck. Hi, kitty. Oh, kitty. I love you so much. You're such a good kitty. Yeah. No, just die. Just die. Oh, you're so cute. Cute. Okay. So, cool, that works. My bag worked, huh? Yes, it did. Hey, it's daytime. I can chop more wood now. Many trees, many stone, many tree, many stone. So, but I got to kill tonight, and I have not died. I have not yet died on this server. I don't know how that's possible, but I really have not died on this server yet. I mean, I have. I just died, of course, but I have not died to PvP or gankers. This is very bad. We got to spin up these furnaces. I got a lot of metal that I'm not cooking, and I need some sulfur now, too. I would really like to make an Ayoka, and I believe I can afford that. Yeah, oh yeah, I can afford that, and I want to. Yeah, here we go. Make an Ayoka, right? I'll fuck him up. I get this feeling I'm about to be hit by somebody, but I don't know what. Watch it, kitty. Yeah, we're gonna go break this axe, right? We're gonna break this axe. Yep. Oh, kitty, it's daytime. I gotta chop wood now. I'm terribly sorry. I love you. So, now, I'll tap here.
Is it reasonable? So let me think about it like this. Is it reasonable to expect the prices of products to go up and services to go up?
Oh, you set on my volume key, did you?
Is it
yeah, you did.
reasonable to expect that? Because I think that's fair. Right? That's fair. You have to expect the prices. Like whenever I bought a double stack in 2007 at Wendy's, it was $1. Now it's $2.29. So the employees won't see a raise.
Ow. Ow, kitty. Oh shit. I don't want to do this without full health.
There's a good possibility for that, for sure.
Yeah.
With membership being retired, I never use more than 3 months at a time. This is a significant price hike for me. Nah, you can fuck off with this. I'm not playing now, and this is just the motivation that I need to not fall back into it. Development costs must be super high, putting out 2 major updates a year. Fun fact, Final Fantasy Online costs $13 a month for its membership, and it's a full-fledged AAA game that gets far more updates and content than RuneScape does.
That's true. That I mean, let's be honest. That's
Yeah,
fucking true.
that's true.
Is there like a store in RuneScape where you can buy like mounts and like different like cosmetic stuff the same way that there is in Final Fantasy? Yeah, not in OSRS. So
No.
it's not in OSRS. Well, then I think that kind of makes sense though, right? Is that they're going to increase the price of the sub if they're
Why would you sub to Osiris in 2022? That game is so bad for even 1999 standards. Come on, man. I love Osiris. Don't get me wrong, it's great. It's a great game. But I also don't approve of like you guys still really making a big deal out of it like 24 years later. Lord, deliver me from the year 2000.
Affected by this system, and it doesn't matter. Whereas, like in Final Fantasy, if they add in a new thing to the cash shop or something like that, the casual player doesn't really experience it or care about it.
Ouch, ouch.
And,
Oh, that's your claws, kitty.
Reinvested profit back into the company.
Yeah, you're okay.
Yeah,
Here,
I'll
I'll
then you'll say they're not. So there's like no real win condition for them in that regard. Can we at least do that?
Hi.
Say, oh, well, obviously, if you said that.
Oh. You fall around a lot, kitty. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, those nails of yours. Ah. Ah. Those nails. Swear to God, she just slashes me with her knives. It's like every other woman I know.
I feel like this is unreasonable. This is an unreasonable thing to say. Because these other MMOs also have cash shops. They have cash shops, they have cosmetic shops, they have a bunch of other stuff besides just the subscription. And also, like these other MMOs, like for WoW, they're selling expansions too. Yeah, I mean, so there's RuneScape 3. Yeah, but there just isn't. Nobody gives a shit about RuneScape. Nobody plays RuneScape. Everybody plays OSR. Who the fuck plays RuneScape 3? Like, I'm talking
I would play RuneScape 3 over old school, or new school, or any of that.
But like buying bonds is much different. The only thing that you can do is buy and sell bonds, but there are no store mounts. There are no level boosts that you can buy in RuneScape as far as I know. In RuneScape there's nothing. The price of membership gets you 2 games. Yeah, same thing happens with WoW. It's a big issue. Check their subreddit. It's been 3 years since they've invested money into the game. The new CEO is pushing back on devs and forcing this to go deep. And like this is kind of the way that I look at it. Is that the real issue with the 1250? Personally, I don't feel like a lot of players are opposed to paying more for membership if there's actual representation of funds. And I think that's why fantasy players are okay with the shop. They feel like when they support the shop, the game is continuously coming out with content, so they're happy. I think people primarily, it's even the same thing with WoW. People only really get mad about the store in Warlords and Draenor whenever there wasn't any content coming out of the game. As long as you keep putting out good content, people aren't going to care about the store that much. There's only going to be a few people like I would, and I say that all the time. Nobody told me to shut the fuck up. People didn't start listening to me until why? That's why games need a donate button for some way to guarantee that it helps development. No, donate button is terrible. I do not want to have that. I think that's a terrible idea. Nobody uses it. In fact, we've waited 3 years now to address a better account security solution. Hundreds of unfulfilled promises. Fact that there are 0 delays on Authenticator. To have it removed is only one of the small overall issues. Bots are an issue. Bots are an issue in every MMO. I don't know how bad this is in certain games. Bots being an issue in a game, I think, is it's a gray problem. Like there are games where botting is really bad, like Lost Ark, and there are games where botting is not really that bad, like Final Fantasy, for example. And like New World botting is not that bad either now. Chat filters.
I don't know if I buy that.
Meech, thanks for the 550 community subs. I appreciate that. Thank you. And chat filters, obviously this should probably happen. Customer support, staff pay, employees are not paying enough for the hard work you're doing. And like all of this stuff right here, I think that they're right about this. And this is my take as somebody who is not really part of the OSRS community, who does not really understand it. So I want you guys to just kind of...
So I know that I don't do a lot of talking while I'm playing Rust because a lot of the time you got to be able to hear them coming. It is such an auditory game. It's...
Prices will go up, and I think it is unreasonable to expect that prices will never
whenever this happens, and then there's nothing to show for it. Oh wow, we're paying all this money. Now we're paying more money, and we're getting the same thing. We're not getting anything different. And I think that's what the frustration comes from in the player base, is that they feel like we are giving you more money, and we are not getting anything out of the money that we're giving you. Does that make sense? I think that's the worst thing, and that's what people are really frustrated about. I think that if the game was releasing content at a faster cadence, and these
Hi. Hi, Miss Jumpy. Oh, you're so jumpy. You're like, oh, you're kind of pissed off now. You're like a little bit pissed off at me. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. In the morning, you get to go free until I trap you tomorrow night. I'm gonna trap you every night until you just come home on like on your own volition. Yeah. Oh yeah. You. I'm letting you out tomorrow morning. Ow. Watch those claws. Just slash me, kitty. Those claws are nasty as fuck, dude. You gotta watch yourself there a little bit. You cut me, yo. Silly kitty. Yeah, you're a silly kitty. Yes, you are. You're a silly kitty. You slash me. Look, you're thinking about doing it right now. You want to slash me. You know it annoys me, so you're about to. About to slash me again. Ah. Ah, watch those claws.
But having outside forces like stockholders pressuring you into doing things that are bad for the game is just simply not one of them. So yeah, like
what is the session at right now? Oh man, 72. Huh?
And a lot of people have told me that I've talked to felt like Mike kind of held the line against that kind of stuff. And once he left, it seemed like things got a little bit more.
And now I need like a lot more wood, of course. Chop, 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 chop. I also like pretty much need comps. Like I have to go like hunt for comps. You're gonna be okay, kitty. Don't worry. There's a boat right there. I can make a boathouse, but.
The board votes on that stuff? Yeah, exactly. Well, what I'm saying is, like, the board votes on that, but, see, okay, so the shareholders, let me get this right. So the shareholders don't vote on it, but the board votes on it. But isn't the board and the people on the board voted on by the shareholders sometimes? Like, I'm pretty sure that the shareholders in many regards have to yes. So you see how this happens? See how this occurs? So I guess if a person is, they want to keep their spot on the board, I know it's a yes or no. But what I'm saying is if they want to keep their spot on the board, they're going to want to pay out more dividends to the people so they get to stay there. It's a circle. And that's how this goes. So yeah, I mean, I do really hope that, I hope that they're able to have this happen. Right, RuneScape recently had a problem with like a mod, and the players got really upset about that, and RuneScape went back and they listened to the community and they did the right thing. And I hope that they're able to do the same thing with this and actually address these concerns. Because even if they want to do the price hike, and I think the price hike is probably fair. I mean, there is a lot of inflation. Prices have gone up over the years. That's just true. And also, they don't have a store, they don't have the other monetization options that more modern MMOs have because of the nature of the don't know. It's hard for me to say. It certainly says starting pay. But all I'm saying is that I do think wages for some of the low-skill jobs have gone up, especially in the last year, because a lot of people got their fucking unemployment check from COVID, and they said, hey, this is great. Let's just keep this going. I'm not going back. And you know what I think? Good. Fuck them. Fuck them. Don't come back. Yeah, that's it. Every say it's a different wage. Oh, yeah, for sure. Every say it's a different wage. Minimum. Stop being a goofy goober. What do you think I was talking about Rhode Island? I don't know how things are like in Rhode Island. I don't live there. I'm talking about Texas. Look, I don't like. What do you mean? Like, I don't know everywhere in the whole world. How could I possibly know this? Just staying where I'm at, it seems like wages going up quite a bit, which is a good thing. It's absolutely a good thing. Why do you make such sweeping statements? I don't. You just disagree with what I'm saying, and so you're thinking it's sweeping because you're mad at what I'm saying. I never made a sweeping statement. Get the fuck out of here. I thought you were talking about Paris. Yeah, that's not it. You're talking about American perspective, generalizing the whole world makes no sense because we don't have COVID rules in EU. So if you get zero with COVID, I'm not talking about EU. I don't care about that. I don't live in the EU. I don't want to live in the EU. It has nothing to do with me. Like, what do you like? There's never a time that you can say something and it's relevant to all situations. This doesn't work. It doesn't work. You have to talk about situations. I'm saying in here, in Austin, where I live in Austin, I've seen a lot of price wages increase because I applied for jobs at these same stores. And the same stores that are saying that they're giving me $8 10 years ago are paying me $15 now. That's all I'm saying.
There, where did it go?
Of course this is, oh wow, well, in my case it's not. I don't know.
Get inside. Oh, I'm so sick of this thing rolling. It's so annoying. I don't really want to around one anymore. It just rolls all day. It falls. It's so annoying. Fine. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, hey kitty, yeah, I'm up, I'm busy.
Let's see
Yeah.
here.
Bedtime soon.
Observations from Austin to make projections about playing in the UK.
You know what that means.
Okay, I hate comments like that. It pisses me off so much. I never said that. I didn't.
Where did?
Like, yep, just kind of. Not what I said. I never said that. I never mentioned that. It had nothing to do with it. Like, I don't want to read right though.
Where did this go? It's like straight on. Where is this? Straight on. Oh, kitty.
I hate that shit. Yeah, and that's so again, like people use an argument, try to like come up with some fucking bullshit, broken logic argument against me. Yeah, it's perfect.
You know, you think I'm going somewhere you want to sneak out, huh?
In my mouth and then say I'm the bad guy. Exactly. Fuck that. Anyway, let's move on. I do hope that this is able to be resolved. I think the RuneScape community has been around for 20 years in general, and
what the fuck?
Overall, I would say that I hope we're able to solve it. That's all there is to it. Yeah. I really
Watch
hope
it move,
we're able
please.
to solve it because it's super disappointing.
Yeah,
do you agree that in Texas it's extremely disproportional? I'm just gonna listen. I want to move on, and I don't want to talk about this and argue about it because people are just gonna be stupid about it.
Hey, well, I'm here.
I'm not gonna like. So do you think that this is a leading question, so you can come into some conclusion that you can prove me wrong? So how about this or how about that? Why are you mad? Because what happens sometimes is I will make a comment about something that is obviously. This is like an obvious observation that I've made, and people will say, wait a minute, you're wrong because my observation is different. It's like, yes, obviously, in some places it's different. No shit. No shit. It's so annoying. And yeah, there's Pennsylvania, our wages went up too. Lowest are usually $12.50 or $15 now. That's good. I'm glad it's getting higher. I definitely am. I mean, prices of everything are getting higher because of inflation.
Here we go.
And that's it. Very correct in a lot of ways, of course, with everything. You can never be 100% correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that like try to always, figure out that kind of stuff. Yeah, I fucking hate that. I really, really fucking hate that. And I have less patience for it every single day.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's something else I was going to talk about, and get through with that. Then I want to watch some videos, okay? And let's see here, Singer in Nova Scotia. Well, that's good for sure. Absolutely.
And what a day, bro. Yeah, what a fucking day, man. Alright, let's see here. And you think Blizzard is a PR move and will change again? Oh, about giving those people more money? I don't really think... I think it is a PR move, but, like, is it a PR move in a way that's bad? I think it's a PR move that actually costs them money. So, in my opinion, a PR move is whenever you are... It's whenever you're doing something of little to no consequence and then trying to get a disproportionate amount of, like, positivity from it. Whereas, in this case, I don't think that's what's happening. I think that a lot of the people that are, benefiting for this are, they're just in a good position. Like, it just makes their life better. Like, Blizzard is putting their money where their mouth is, basically. Like, that, in my opinion, even if it is a PR move, is a good thing because it actually helps people. Rather than, like, you know, this multi-billion-dollar company, like, donating $50,000 to something and then expecting accolades on Twitter for it. I hate that. But whenever you're actually increasing the pay of the employees, and it's also being reported by a third party. This isn't some big statement that Blizzard came out with to announce how great they are. This is just being announced by a third party. Does that make sense? Any good thing done by Blizzard can be considered a PR move, even if it isn't a PR move? I think there are people that just don't like Blizzard, period, and they're going to find a reason for why they're bad. And so, yeah, donate, $10,000 and do the other stuff, I'm okay with that. Isn't all salary increases PR moves if you see it like that? No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Karma, maybe I should, but let's just move on, okay?
Oh, god damn it, I'm out of stone. Fucking serious?
Companies do this kind of stuff.
Fuck, I'm out of stone again. Man. I'm sick of fucking farming, man. Man. I don't know. I gotta go back out and get more stone, I guess. That's so annoying. So annoying, man. Alright, make me like 2 fucking pickaxes. You doing that? No, you aren't. Okay. Ask you to make another fucking pickaxe again. Yeah. There we go. Are you doing that? Yes, you are. Okay. Hi. Sit down on my lap. Yeah? Alright. Gonna tuck my knees there. You wanna lie down? Yeah? Yeah. Alright, lie down. Don't mess with my keyboard or my camera. Damn it, kitty. You could, like, really kind of mess with my camera quite a bit, actually. It's, like, kind of annoying. Oh, well. Hey. Hey. Oh, God. Okay, so... Hi. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, you can sit in my lap. I just need room for my keyboard. That's all. Go ahead and sit down. Yeah. Sit down. There you go. Yeah, sit. There you go. There's a good kitty. Alright. I gotta go all the way to the fucking mountains for the 3rd time tonight to get the last little bit of stone I need. God damn it. Fucking annoying. And I'm like out of stone for upkeep either. I have to go for like 10k fucking stone. I don't really have an option. It's so annoying. At least my investment isn't very big now. It's like not that bad to die or lose or whatever. Did this thing end? I guess it did. Yeah, I think it did. So... Oh, that's not good. Is it a me? It's not a me, but it's... That direction? Why did that happen the second I alt-tabbed? It makes me so fucking paranoid. Okay, so... I would not mind taking whatever this is from this person. I am like low investment here. I don't know. Kind of want to see what it's like south a little bit and see if the swamp gets any ore at all. Because as I recall, like around the swamp, there was pretty good ore. Oh no. Oh dear God, that must be the crew. That is the crew. They came through. Alright, well, I'm not seeing the ore that I need, so I'm gonna go. I could strike east, but see, you're not loading videos, it's really annoying. Oh.
New Activision Blizzard just told staff that all of its 1,100 quality assurance testers will be converted from contract to full time and bumped to at least $20 an hour. A big win for QA in the wake of several worker revolts and bludgeoning union strike. Slight clarification on my wording here. 1,100 is the number of temporary contract QA testers that were being converted to full-time, according to Activision Blizzard. There are other testers at the company who are already full-time staff. I think this is a very good thing. I feel like it's obvious that the quality of Blizzard QA has gone down a lot. It has gone down a massive amount. Like, things are not tested properly, they get introduced into the game, and they are fucking garbage. One of the reasons why that happens is because anybody who's a good QA tester isn't going to apply at Blizzard. Having more competitive rates and better salaries is going to attract a higher quality applicant, which is going to in turn make the games better because they will do a better job at testing them. So it's kind of like it's like a cascading effect. $20 an hour and Cali is poverty. I have no idea, but all I'm saying is that it is being increased for a lot of people, and I think that is a good thing. And I'm a QA tester. We find the bugs, and the product managers choose to not fix them. There you go. People don't suddenly become better because they pay them better. Just rehire new people for better wages. It's a meet in the middle thing. So like you have people that there are people, by the way, that if you give them more money and you give them better incentives, they will start doing a better job. That's just the way it works. You give them better money, you give them more incentives, you make them feel like their time's being respected, etc. And then those people are going to work harder, and they're going to try and do a better job at their work. They made like $12, so it's a huge bump. Yeah, it's a massive bump. And also it makes anybody who is still doing a bad job worried more about their job too, because like now it's like you have to earn it. Like, because there's other people that might come in and take your job too. So yes, you're right, they should rehire people. But also, it's like you pay more and then you rehire people. So like you have to start paying more first before you rehire people. And that's just the way it works. It makes common sense. $12 to $20 is life-changing, doesn't matter where you live. I agree with that. I think anybody should. Absolutely. You pay more whenever you
Their TC's intact, that's stupid.
Yeah. And if they're salaried, working more than 40 hours, it's worth less. It depends on what it is. I'm not an expert in that. I think we'll have to see what the people actually say whenever they're in the situation. You find it weird they never understand the subject that we're talking about? Never, but I like to listen. Oh, you don't really need to understand it. I think anybody can understand this. It's just common sense. Yeah, it's complete common sense. Wow, if you pay people more, they'll feel better about their job. If someone feels better about their job, there's a higher chance to work harder and go the extra mile. Also, if you have higher and more competitive salaries, you have the
Very good.
opportunity to have better outcomes.
Views are always good.
It's the same as like if you in WoW, like for example, if
Ooh,
you're
that's
the
very
person
good.
that said you're going to spend $1,000 on like a raid, there would be a lot more guilds that would immediately, and in general better guilds, that would step up and try to do that. But if you say you're going to pay $100,
you're not going to get as many guilds, and so the chances are you're not going to have as much quality. That's all it comes down to. That's sadly not reality. Oh, I think it absolutely is. I think it's reality in a very small scale, and I think that it's also reality in a larger scale as well. Now, are there people that this won't be beneficial for and they won't really care? Absolutely. But I think that logically it's what makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the new WoW expansion a bit. Like, yeah, sure. But, like, here's the way I look at the WoW expansion, and this is just, like, kind of something I felt with WoW in general, is that I don't like how overt the time-wasting mechanisms are in WoW, and I'm just kind of tired of, like, whenever a patch comes out, and there aren't the quality of life features that the patch should have. In my mind, like, why would I play the game at this point if I'm, like, literally, like, if I'm, like, they're giving you a handicap. They're saying, like, okay, well, things are going to take longer, it's going to be more annoying to do this, because of this arbitrary time period that we want to milk people's engagement as much as possible, and then we're going to add in this thing later on to try to double dip it. Like, I just don't really give a fuck about that. I don't do that. That's it. All in those wasting to be honest, dude. Exactly. And everybody, like, here's the thing. Everybody has a different definition of what they consider a waste of time, and what they think is fun, and what they don't think is fun. I think with WoW, the reality is that I've done this for 15 years. I've seen this happen over and over and over. I don't have really as much time as I used to just exclusively play the game. I'm trying to play other games at the same time too. And if I feel like there's a feature in the game or something like that that's designed or programmed to waste my time, then I just don't want to do it. And that's about it. And Lost Ark progression never loses value. Exactly, and I think that's one of the big reasons. I've said this like 50 fucking times, right? That's one of the reasons why I think people are more okay with Lost Arks, like bullshit progression systems, is because they don't immediately lose value in the next patch. You know, it's like one thing to ask somebody to go through a progression system, but it's another thing to ask them to go through a progression system that resets every 6 months. That's basically it. No one is up with Lost Ark system. You know, a lot of people are. That's why a lot of people are playing the game. People have quit the game too, right? And that's just the way it is. But that's what the developers expected too. And I think Lost Ark, the thing is with Lost Ark, I think it will start actually gaining players after a few Legion raids are out. Like, let's say after Volton is out, after the Thrall Shaz raid. Like, if we had all the content, here's a good way to look at it, right? If we had all of the content right now that Korea has, I feel like the game would have a lot of it. That's basically what it is. And they're trying to do it as a tiered release, so they can kind of double dip on that and keep the excitement up and everything like that. But that's kind of the way I would see it. People would be overwhelmed. Yes, sure, but they would also have more to do. Is it better to overwhelm people, or is it better to under-deliver and then let people finish every
Oops, sorry.
one at a time? So I think people are already. It's better to. It's probably better to deliver more content. I'm not really sure. We had everything. People were complaining about pay to win. Yeah, but they already do. They're going to complain about pay to win no matter what. The difference with like Western audiences is like they are way more negative towards like pay to win stuff, and especially with like the MMO community. That's like the main thing that like games can't be, is being pay to win. So it's gonna take a while for like Lost Ark to kind of lose that negative reputation that it definitely created whenever the whole Arcos thing came out. I think right now that the game is out and actually, like, most people that are pay to win gamers have hit pretty much a plateau. They've hit a plateau. They're like 14, 50 points. Like, maybe they can do a few more upgrades, but whenever the new season comes out, they're not going to really be able to do anything special. So basically, I think right now the pay-to-win pain point is going to be the highest that it can be. And as soon as more Legion raids get released, as soon as they introduce the honing changes later on, now that more raids are out, I think that you'll see a lot less people worried about that, because those pay-to-win gamers will already be at the ceiling, and it won't really matter to them, because it's going to give everybody else more time to catch up. Now, there's always going to be somebody who's too slow. There's always going to be somebody who can't catch up, etc. However, I don't think you can design the game trying to appeal to the slowest person. I think you should try to design the game for a content release schedule that mirrors what a half-casual, half-hardcore player is going to achieve. That's my opinion,
and then maybe like one or two things for like the virtual players. That's my big thing. But I think also like having more helmets and stuff like that is going to be a huge benefit to Lost Ark, because that's something that doesn't really necessarily pay to win. And I think as soon as they start adding in accomplishments like that that are interesting, then you'll see people retained in the game because they actually have something to work towards that they can't just overgear. I wish Challenge Mode Dungeons came back to WoW. I mean, like, you kind of have that, it's just inverse with Mythic Plus. I feel like with Mythic Plus, this is one thing I don't like. I don't like games that have infinitely scaling difficulty. Because I like being able to beat the game. I like being able to say, I beat the last boss on the hardest difficulty, and that's it. I don't like Mythic Plus because it's like you can never really win. And I would like to see more things that are like, you know, if Mythic Plus capped out at 25 and it had like cool rewards at that level, I probably want to go do it. But just because you just do higher and higher and higher keys, it's just boring.
So much fucking sulfur, man. I need stone.
Solo Dungeons mode? Yeah, I love the solo dungeons. I remember leveling up in Lost Ark. That was one of my favorite things to do. It's booming now, highest player count since forever. Well, I think the reason for that is you see so many other MMOs getting released, and other MMOs get released, people are like, I don't really like this too much, and they're looking for something else instead. And the reason you hate Mythic Plus is the reason a lot of people like Mythic Plus.
God.
Well, exactly, and like maybe that's not the best option. Like it's not like, oh, the only way that I look at things is the right way. Sometimes it's just, you know, I look at things this way, and other people fucking don't. And that's it. It's what I like. And maybe adding leaderboards would be nice for Hell Mode and Lost Ark. Oh, like kill timers? I actually don't think leaderboards would be a good idea. Unless it was just like the amount of time, like the first people that killed the boss. The reason why I don't like the leaderboards and some of that stuff in Lost Ark in this circumstance is because Lost Ark is a cooperative game. And I think that leaderboards are great for games that are mainly solo. And the problem with games that have leaderboards like that are cooperative is that it forces meta for everybody who's playing the game. So what happens is like, as soon as the leaderboards show, like you go to Warcraft...
Fucking making me nervous on the goddamn exposed ass fucking Apex fucking silhouette. I want to see this guy a little bit closer, but first... Could you really have windows right there? I wonder if they lead to loot. You know ladders exist, right? This is good. Got a lot of ore here, but first... This guy is not the worst. This guy is a good designer. This is one of the better builders I've ever seen. I like his vibe more.
Why would somebody invite a person that's beast mastery whenever every single parse that's high here is marksman?
Yeah.
Solex is single target. Let's see how Solex is doing. Solex. So it just seems like Warlocks are pretty good, huh? Seems like Warlocks.
Why can't you just equalize BM to MM? Make all three equal. Serve should do the same kind of damage too. Serve's been a joke for fucking 5 years or something like that. What happened to Serve, man? Serve used to be so fucking good. I really like Serve for a bit. Yeah, it's exclusionary. It's like exclusionary shit they did. It's fucking annoying.
That makes you do more damage. Because whenever I go into a raid, it's like you join a group of people, and whenever you do that, you put their interests above your own. It's like you become, the individual becomes part of something greater. And whenever you do that, I think that you give up a certain level of autonomy for the group. And I think this is something that's better for everybody. So whenever I would play WoW, I would always play the
Damn it.
best spec. I would always play the best play. I would always use the right gear. I would always use the right talents. I would do this every single time because that's what generated the best outcome for my group. And I expected every single other person in the group to do the exact same thing. And if they didn't,
You were essentially a Nazi. Yep, and you kicked them out. Yep.
a lot of people do things this way. And so
Yeah, but see, you're a cookie cutter. You are a cookie cutter. It's always been I can't stand cookie cutters. You just see the dough and you make your piece of metal and you tell everybody has to look exactly like that cookie. You're a cookie cutter.
certain things is okay, but especially whenever it's like damage output and stuff like that,
You know, deeps I could see. Deeps I could see, but healer and tank, who cares?
Those engravings is going to go up so fucking high, and then the price of every other engraving is going to be like one.
Fuck, I ran all the way to goddamn Harbor, I think. Like, I need more stone, though. I need to not have to worry about this again for a while. And one of these motherfuckers will be awake.
It's already like that, yes, and it will.
I've had some good luck so far, man. Like, straight up. Like, I have not had, like, the competition I expected at all. But, like, sooner or later, one of these motherfuckers is going to be awake. And I'm going to have to, like, run from him across the mountain or kill him, one or the other. And, like, I don't know about hitting these nodes right by his base, because I'm thinking it's this guy for some reason. I don't know. I'm fucking tired, too. I'm going to go to bed soon.
It do be like that, though. WoW Andes and Final Fantasy Andes.
Not me, I'm neither.
For 2 months and then quits regardless, because I just don't hit the same as it used to. Yeah, I think this would make a lot more sense, except for instead of this guy...
It's obviously not that guy, so...
Because that is exactly what fucking happened. Yeah, he's got a gray beard, and it's like, yeah, it's just, they don't make them days the same way they used to, boy. Let me tell you something. It's like you talk to somebody who's 70 fucking years old, and they'll tell you about how they used to make Ford cars back in the 50s. Oh, man, those were the days. It would run for a long time. And I remember I talked to my dad about it. And my dad used to do mechanics work, too. And, that was not true. Let's just say that. That was not fucking true at all. From, my dad's experience being a mechanic. But those days are gone? Yeah. I'm not sure whether to envy you or pity you. I think that, I feel like as long as you're happy with what you're doing, that's the only thing that really matters, right?
I'm happy with what I'm doing. Yeah, like, I don't need your envy, I don't need your pity, or I don't need your anger, or your disgust, or your judgment, or any of that stuff. I'm okay. I'm doing good. I'm having fun. It's not some self-delusional thing. I live to do this shit. Please don't be here. I will yoke you in the fucking face and I'll go deep, dude. Yeah, no. I really don't have the time or the room for Sulfur anymore. I mean, I do, but not like right in front of his fucking base like that, no. Fuck, I gotta head south again, and I'm gonna find shit on the way, I guess. I gotta head towards home. I got a problem with YouTube right now these days. I didn't watch it my whole life, so now I'm addicted to it. It's fucking annoying. It's kind of like experiencing cable for the first time. There was this point. There was this point where, like, straight up, I remember when I was like about, I think I was like 17 or so. Something about cable, we began to realize like we were basically a product of cable, and everything we thought, everything we were into, everything we wanted to be was essentially something delivered to us by cable. Some movie, some CNN thing, some fucking Fox News, or I'm sorry, not Fox News, but the Fox Channel, Simpsons or Married with Children. All of our jokes were repeated off of shows that were on cable television, right? And probably about like three quarters of the way through 17 or something like that, we just, like, my mom stopped paying for cable, or she didn't, my mom never stopped paying for cable. She paid for cable, like, the way she paid for food. She never stopped doing that her whole fucking life, you know what I'm saying? But, like, for me, when I was about 18, I think it was, like, when I was about 18, I started to have to pay for my own shit, you know? Like, the first thing that went was cable, and by the time we were, like, 20 and shit, like, I hadn't seen a television show in a long time. It was a luxury to watch a fucking movie, and we usually go to the theater to do it. Like, down to the Charity store, or not sure, well, yeah, occasionally to the Charity, but there was the one on South Broadway. I can't remember the name of it now. The Mayan, I think. We go to the Mayan for some indie film, and it would be worth so much more, because we weren't inundated by it all the time. And by that time, when I was like, I don't know, 24 or something like that, 23, I forget, I don't know, it's been a while, but like internet got to be like DSL everywhere, cable everywhere, and like 3G hit, and then the iPhone hit, and for a while there, like all any of my friends could do was watch YouTube on like computer, or it was like all about MySpace and fucking like Facebook and like fucking YouTube and shit. And YouTube was the shit, you know. And you were like, if you had money, you had a phone, you had like a fucking smartphone or whatever the fuck, and you were fancy and you could watch YouTube all day. And they did. A lot of my friends, they would just tune on YouTube and like fucking YouTube like 4 in the fucking afternoon, smoke a joint and just laugh their asses off for like 8 fucking hours. I just never, like, after a while, I was always, I gravitated more towards my band, which they were into, like, why did you pick that back up again? They were more into, like, kind of, like, disconnecting from the cables. Like, for a while, I didn't have video games, except for, like, what was in the basement by the TV and shit. Like, but, like, we were in a biker commune, and we would mainly just listen to a lot of music. It was mainly about music, you know? We were in a band. It was a statement. It was like all music for years. I didn't do anything based around TV at all. And then finally, when I was like, I don't know, 31 or so, it was like basically the age of, you know, everyone had a computer. Everyone had like a high-speed broadband. You didn't have to go to the fucking library to see some like I remember going to the library a lot to go watch like the newest like video, or maybe like I needed some walkthrough for some fucking game on GameFAQs or something like that, or I needed to know how to beat Silent Hill fucking like Heavy Rain or something like that, or I wanted to like, you know, burn a Stone Sour album or some such. I would go back to like, you know, back to the fucking library. It was always the library, and then like they had like infinite resources for that kind of stuff. Now I need this stone. I pretty much need this stone, and I gotta figure if there's anything else I can throw, but I don't believe there is except that one rope. I don't really believe. Oh, that hammer. I can definitely throw that hammer. I can also hit another metal before I go. I gotta get home. I can't believe it. I might be like the only active motherfucker out here now, and I like that's just begging for it. It means that like anybody out here, they're gonna be looking for somebody, and that somebody's me. You would say some people would look at that like, oh, you're the only one out here, so you're safe, right? But see how I view it is if you're the only one out here, right? Then you're the one that everyone's hunting. Anyways, like where I was going with this is like cable molded us, and so for like many years, right? I didn't fucking let YouTube sway me. I didn't know about YouTube stars like fucking like Shane Dawson or Jake. I still don't know who like Jake Paul or whatever his name is. I don't believe I've ever watched one of his videos. And I realize that sounds like I lived under a rock and shit, but I wasn't the only one. Many of my friends were like that. I would wager my old best friend, he probably doesn't know who Logan Paul is or whatever his name is. Probably doesn't know who that is. I've never seen a fucking like. There was all these people like really, you know. There was this like Asian meme that came in that we did watch. You know, stuff like Gangnam Style and, you know, Over 9,000 shit like that. Chocolate Rain. I mean, that Leave Britney Alone. There was a whole period of that where I did appreciate it a bit. I did agree with some of their sentiments too. But like overall, like I gotta go home now. I'm done here. I mean, I don't know. Am I done with all my metal? Yeah, I'm done with all my metal. I did good work here. This was a good run. While it's quiet enough to actually get it done. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but I would watch like, you know, I'd be like, okay, I'm bored of it. After an hour, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to watch any more YouTube. It sucks. It's not my type of humor. My type of humor actually really was Adult Swim on Cartoon Network, and I didn't really realize how blessed I was with people like Tim and Eric, fucking Aqua Team Hunger Force and shit like that. You know, Tom Goes to the Mayor and Robot Chicken and all that. Really random, hilarious shit, you know, but mainly random. Like 12 Ounce Mouse, Assy McGee, all this really, really random shit that I'll never forget that's burned indelibly on my memory. Because those guys, they like wrote scripts basically based around random, like, silliness, you know? And really well done too, and I didn't know how blessed I was with that, because then I went back to YouTube after that and I was like, this isn't that funny, and I still sort of think that. I don't think YouTube is that funny. I never have. It's not the good kind of random that a good scripted show like Tom Goes to the Mayor will be. It's the kind of bad sort of unscripted that isn't that funny to me. Not very seldom do I like deep belly laugh to like something I saw on YouTube, though it happens occasionally once in a while now. And like that's why TikTok doesn't work for me, you know. Like I'm not a like a humorless individual. I laugh a lot all the time. Like I think shit's funny, but like usually it's really random and silly, you know. Like it's weird. Like this shit is always either totally unscripted and bad or totally scripted and bad. It's never like this fine line of like random and funny. It's that ends up like kind of like stroking your funny bone. It's never like that. It's not subtle, you know. Gotta listen around for any kind of. So I definitely had a ganker come over here, right by my base. So I gotta like watch my fucking back here because this is one place I do know they could show. Yeah, I seem to be okay here. Get off my door, bitch. It's such a pretty game. It still is. It's like the prettiest game ever made. I think this is far better than like Skyrim or like Cyberpunk or any of those other things. Like it has the natural beauty. Look at that. No game has natural beauty like this. Oh, that was such a good shot. Come on, finish it. Why am I hitting this pig? Oh, it was such a good shot, bitch. What was that? I gotta look at the fucking meter after in a second. That was such a good shot. This is when you die, though. This is when I always die. Like 2% towards the end of the last of the run, right? 98% of the way through the run. I'm jumping in my door and I'll get fucking ganked. There we go. I'm safe, though. Woo. So, gotta look at the combat log here. 63 meters, no problem. 63 with a crossbow is pretty good. You know, it's fairly good with no scope. You know, it's pretty good. So, let's just put our upkeep in here and take a look. We are now 1 day, 3 hours, right? All this charcoal comes out. We put more upkeep in there, but I think... Oh, shit, this is bad. I'm going to be out of wood now, right? Of course I am. 1, 2, 3, and I'm out of wood, right? Yeah, 1. First of all, so we do 1, right? We're just going to fill you because I'm too lazy to do anything else right now. Just fill it, pull it, right? Yep. And stick this fucking charcoal away somewhere. I don't know, like in there, I guess. Get that charcoal out of here. Then we go another piece of wood, and we go and we fill this motherfucker. I think, well, close to it. Yep. And we stick metal in here, right? Yep. Then we go through here and we look for any other metal. Yeah, there's more metal, right? And we run like more, right? We run more. Except I don't see what I just picked up. Because you're bad. So then we run more, right? We run more of this, right? Yeah. So, oh, and we pull 600 more metal, which is very good, right? So then, very good. 3, 6, 9. So it'd be, so each wall is 300. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 1,500 metal frags will leave me like, you know, about, I don't know. It'll definitely lower my stone cost for one thing, but I definitely would like to protect this motherfucker as much as possible, so we're going to do this, like, right now. Like, if the raid comes right now, I will blame myself, because I was like, oh, I didn't upgrade to sheet metal, right? Close the door. Fucking upgrade, bitch. Upgrade, bitch. With a double dose, with a double D for the double dose of this pimpin'. Upgrade, bitch. Yep. And, why did this happen now? Huh. I could have really sworn I was looking at that fucking, that wall, but okay, never mind, I guess not. And then, please, 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 please. Oh, you're not gonna let me. It's really hard to do this in the fucking dark. This will work, perhaps. Yeah, this should work. Yep. Upgrade. Now I gotta get like a real LOS on this, which is gonna take like that, right? And then, very good. So, there's my quartz metal. It's like the best I can do tonight. I could high qual, like some high qual. Like yeah, I have some high qual, but not enough to like do the score. Not at all. So, that's burning. Would it? I mean, that's not burning. It should be. I don't know why it isn't. And then, yep. And we pull all this. We got more metal, right? Yeah, that's good. So then we're gonna do all the rest of the ceilings too, since I have the ability to, right? Yep. All the rest of this metal. And get up here. Do these fucking walls. I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna try. Yep. And then wall. wall. And finally, floor. We're still sitting pretty here. Fucking floor. And this place is about as secure as it's gonna be tonight, I think. Oh, I missed that guy. Yep, there we go. And this is definitely up my metal intake like quite a bit, but that's okay. Got enough to cover for today, right? 1 day, 9 hours. That's good. That's good. So then you got to get to work cooking, right? Yeah. So yep, pull 1,000, right? Yep. And we're gonna go. We're gonna go. 1,000. 1,000. Cook, right? Then more scrap away. We put our stone upkeep away. It's good. We're at 1 day, 9 hours. The metal is not amazing, but it'll be better before I log. We got all that, right? Don't really care. I'm just gonna dump it all, right? We got 2 more gears, which is good. I don't have any gears in here yet, and that's not good. So like, you know, that's we're falling behind on that. I gotta get more gears. Blah 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 blah, right? And I want this, and that goes back, right? And we got more stone for the upkeep, and we're gonna place this out here. Get a bear rug going on the fucking roof, because that's definitely healing that is free. Free anything in Rust is a big fuck deal. Yeah, so we're gonna pull you back as far as possible. Yep, and then like, yep, right here should have comfort, but I'm starving. That's, however, okay. I mean, I should have water, so it is actually best I probably eat. We'll do that. Hey, kitty. So, gonna eat, right? 120, right? And then my comfort can go up to 100 here, I think. Why am I 51? Should be 100. Why am I not getting bear comfort? Come on, man. Come on, man. Give me bear comfort. Might be too hot or something. I don't know. There's my comfort, huh, kitty? Yeah, I got good comfort now, kitty. Why did this limit? I mean, I don't know why. Hey, well, there we go. 90. Oh, you dropped down. You shouldn't have dropped down. This placement of the bear rug is bad. We're just going to pick it up. We're going to try again. I don't know. Try that motherfucker. See if that works. Right? Wait. Why is the comfort bad? Yep, get that health up. The C is still not totally ideal, but whatever. Right? So, oh yeah, those walls could be metal too, but I don't have it yet. Not yet, anyways. Those walls really should be metal, but they can blow in those walls if they want. They can't get to the loot. They can't get to the core. Everything else is metal. Yeah, it's still fucking nighttime, man. I want to go to bed, and you're fucking draining my time away here. Oh well, what can I do? I can't do anything. Heal up to 100. So now, the last few steps, right? I chop wood while I can still chop wood. And I go out there and I look for trees and I chop wood while it's dead as fuck on the server. Because right now, it's like 4 a.m. for most of Eastern NA. That's a good time. It means, like, you know, I'm probably going to get a lot done here. Gonna chop more wood and I'm gonna finish the pancake layer on the roof, which is another layer of stone above my roof. So in order for them to blow through the roof, they've got to go through the pancake layer, through the metal, right? Down in. And they'll do that. They'll blow 30 rockets. Oh no. 780 seconds. Damn it, man. Is it dawn yet? No. Server resets in yeah, so it's like in 12, 800 seconds. What is that? That's, you know, I don't know. It's a little while though. So good. My comfort's 100, right? I'm not. I don't know. I gotta get out there on the roof and just try and finish this like however I can. I think 1,000 wood is actually enough. I believe we'll take another half and we'll take like 3K stone, and that should hopefully be enough. Like 4K stone, right? Yeah. So. So. Going out there, and that's really risky. I mean, it's not that risky, but it's gonna be okay, kitty. Don't worry. We're going to bed here in like 10 minutes. Right? Yeah. Good. There we go. We go stone. We go stone. Stone. Oh, good. It's dawn. Stone. I forgot the fucking BP like an idiot. I'm just gonna suffer through this long enough to make another one because I don't care. They're cheap. 12. It's okay, babe. It's okay. We're okay. I know you're freaked out. It's okay, babe. Don't worry. I know you're unhappy. We're going to bed soon. I know you're tired and you're overstressed. It's alright. Me too. Hi. Hello, lovely girl. How are you? Hi, yeah, you're a little feisty, huh? You like understood that you're trapped here, but you know what? In like a few hours, right? You're gonna be able to go. You're gonna be able to go outside. You will. Don't worry. I will give you what you want. I am not into trapping women. I just think you need to assimilate. You need to. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're a beautiful woman. Don't worry. I just think you need to, you know. Ouch, you fucker. That hurt. You dirty pig. Oh, I missed him somehow? You distracted me, kitty. Like, tail and butt in my face. I'm not putting your butthole in my face, no. What? Come on, chicken. Oh. You better run, pig. Yep. Oh, you better run, bitch. Ah. Oh, yeah. Good hit. Okay, and then we go... Oh, he got away, that dirty pig. You distracted me, you cute kitty. You cute kitty, you let a pig get away. And the chicken's still alive, though. I saved the chicken's life. Come on, pig and chicken, man. You could have done better. So, the only other thing here, right, is I gotta break that. Yep. Yep. Yeah, and we have no way up. And without the toxic fuckers that live on Reddit, I bet I do just fine all white. I mean, I did amazing for the first day. I did all of this yesterday, and I did it all this today. One of the things I understood about when like the true toxicity of Rust is if you don't have an indomitable spirit, right? If you don't know how to bounce back from every single terrible raid or toxicity or however they want to like sway your gameplay or make you have a bad time or whatever their fucking vibe is, make you feel bad or whatever, right? Like every single time that they want to make you feel bad, you just have to bounce back. And so the first thing I did when I felt like I got better at this game is I learned how to auto build a base without even thinking about it. Like my favorite base without thinking about it. And then I just like basically I build a base. I can do it with my eyes closed basically. I build my favorite base. It's the same simple base you see everywhere else, but it is like once the garage door's in, it's like a 30 rocket raid. Especially with like the high qual. And you know. I mean, I should metal. Ouch. I should metal that core too. Ouch. Oh, kitty, you just shred me. You just shred me with those knives of yours. But I'm done here. There's it's 5 minutes. 5 minutes from restart. It's good time for a Rust player to go to bed. I'm tempted to stone this double here, But we are going to go bigger. I'm going to go bigger. I'm going to go 2 floors, and I'm going to do a tower and a wall. But see, I'm going to sit in this pour phase, right? I'm going to sit pour phase like this, and they can come in this room if they want and die or whatever the fuck. But, like, I'm going to sit pour phase like this while I fish, like, pretty much all day tomorrow. And that's going to be fun. And I got all the mats and stuff to do it. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to put down a T2 and a T3. Won't be that hard. Be about 1,850. And then I will buy through to garage door and wall. And I will keep the scrubs out. And then in the meantime, I will farm in the evenings when it's slower like this. And I will get the metal that I need to full metal this motherfucker and full high quality. And get all the gears I need for the garage doors. I need garage doors. Pretty bad. Look for vendors here on the entire map, right? This is how you can tell a dead server. There's like not a single vendor here day 4. Utter crap, right? Anyways, I think I'm going to do just fine here. You can tell nice people because they don't sit in min-max all day. They try and have fun and live their lives. Got 1,400 metals, good. 14 metal is good, actually. I might actually consider doing these walls, because, I mean, I don't know. What's the upkeep? It's 725. So for a day, I got a day and 20, right? I could do, like, I don't know. Let's see what our other metals at. Right? Yeah, I don't think I have any other metal lying around here, and I don't believe so. So, it's good. And it is time to trundle off to bed. I mean, I feel incomplete here, but it's a lot of walls. It's like 3, 6, 9. It's entire stack. It's like a whole another stack of like 2 or 3K metal ore. And I'm just not down. I'm not down with that kind of commitment, you know? So, I'm going to put these BP hammer away. And BP can go. And I'm going to lock myself in the most secure room in the place. And hopefully I'll have my base when I get back on, because I never thought of Camp Face Punch as like I don't know what the words are. I've never thought of it as an offline server. I don't really think I mean, they definitely offline, you know, they do, but Overwatch Season 3 gameplay all 10 games. Play a soldier, huh? Anyways, I am done with the stream for the evening, and I wanna thank you guys for paying attention to me. You know, it means a lot. I'm very tired. It was a 14 hour and 50-minute day. And I can't do that if there isn't anybody paying attention, because, you know, it gets boring. But, you know, I love you guys. And if you want more Rust, you want more Final Fantasy XI, FFXI private server, or you want more, you know, Fortnite or Overwatch or Eve or any of that mess. Oh, speaking of Eve, I should technically log on that. But there's just not enough hours in the day. I pretty much have to sleep and go back to it tomorrow. So I have to go to bed now, or I won't get up until 2 in the afternoon, and that's no good for me. So, anyways, love you guys, and